this is an attempt to kill off Pennyholes Greg's. Anyway, here we go. Let's start off the week right.
Good Tuesday morning, KROQ listeners. It's the Klein Alley Show. It's Pantyhose Greg here. PHG for you cool kids. Anyways, I'm just smoking a little grass, enjoying the morning. It's time for the Klein Alley Show.
Sweet ribbon.
Sometimes I need a good reason to get out of bed. Got sleep in my eyes, clouds in my head. I need a shot of something to make my motor go.
It ain't what it is.
I do. So I turn on the Klein and Alley Show.
Not so problem.
Give me some Klein and Alley Show.
Welcome to the chocolate factory.
Give me some Klein and Alley Show. Get your motor running with the Klein and Alley Show.
I love the hot dog.
I said, get your motor running with the Klein and Alley Show.
Why don't you shut up, Jake?
We are live in Los Angeles. 3, 2, 1. And here we go.
Klein Alley Show. 106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
Good morning and welcome to your 4-day work week. We are Klein Alley Show. Everyone's already in a better mood because almost had another weekend.
I told Katie last night, I was like, the best part about a 3-day weekend is that tomorrow's Tuesday.
It's the
She
best.
was like, okay.
It's the best. I've really flip-flopped on my opinion. It used to be the Friday before. It was like, yeah, this is great. We got 3 days in a row, and it does feel mathematically like your weekend gets so much longer. It feels from a psychological level, so much more than just getting a bonus day.
Well, having two consecutive, like Friday is a happy because people are working for the most part, right?
Not for us, though. We put in a full-ass show.
No, for sure.
You calling it a happy because Brad Williams was here and he's a half a man? That's so racist.
Sorry, yeah,
or
the
whatever.
Friday thing was he was a freak and we moved on from that. No.
Freak Show Friday is our new thing we do. Every Friday, Brad Williams
Not
will
a
be
bad
here.
idea. See,
It's
look
gonna
at
be
us.
great.
We're firing on all
We're
cylinders.
riffing.
But having two consecutive full days off is a game changer.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, most weekends is Friday, you kind of get just the evening. Then Saturday, you get one full day at night. And then Sunday is like, yeah, you have a day off technically, but you spend a lot of it prepping for the week or worrying about the week ahead. So you get really one day.
It's the buffer. It's the extra buffer weekend day. It changes everything, which is why I know some people are already doing it, and I know that some companies offer, quote, summer Fridays where you get like either a half-day Friday, you don't go to work at all on Friday.
Is this company doing that?
No, well, this company's not doing it. I think we're actually implementing summer Saturdays now where we get to come in and do the show on Saturday as well.
And summer
Right.
firings,
Summer firings. That's a tradition around here.
where you get all 5 days off.
You get all year off. It's amazing. And they claim it's because of, headwinds and whatever. Financial headwinds.
Right.
Congratulations. You've earned the summer and the foreseeable future off.
I feel like someone would be like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Woo.
Here we are, though, together again. It's great to be with you. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you need to join us on the show today for any reason at all, 800-520-1067. My name's Klein. That is Allie.
Hello.
You got DJ Omar Khan there.
Hello.
Audio sniper extraordinaire. His kids are full on summer vacation already.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Their summer vacation has officially begun. And I think some people, if you're in LAUSD, have like less than 2 weeks left of school, and then your summer break has begun. And if you're a teacher, I guess it's time to start drinking in the morning.
Oh, great habit.
Or cocaine like that, one teacher.
Oh, yeah, like the cocaine teacher.
Yeah, he was getting ready.
So,
Omar, but your kids are are they true summer, do they truly take advantage of summer? Because I feel like they would spend all summer reading or something. Like
I told them this past couple of days, the first couple of days they could be on their devices, but starting Monday they're going to have to start practicing for softball because they want to excel at softball, and they're going to start either summer, what do they call it? A bucket list. So we're going to start the summer bucket list for their, because they need to accomplish something during the summer.
Should start our own show summer bucket list this weekend. Today, maybe, I guess. Summer, I mean, look, I know they say summer didn't officially start yet, but as far as we're all concerned, summer's here.
Oh, yeah, it is on.
Welcome to summer, kids. We got a good one planned for you today. We'll get you into Hurricane Harbor, Los Angeles, and we will also give you 2-day passes to Belly Laughs. If you like eating and laughing, we'll make that happen for you coming up this morning. But first, my chem. start the week by giving you stuff. Even though it's a short week, you still get a chance to get $100 of Allie's money. If you'd like to get on the phones for Allie Knows the News, now would be a great time to call us at 800-520-1067. Let's be honest. A lot of people were drinking, laying out in the sun, grilling, doing all the stereotypical Memorial Day weekend stuff. Allie was like the poster child for Memorial Day weekend. So as a result, I bet you she didn't read one headline, has no idea what's going on in the world.
Nope. I did drinking, I did pool, I did beach, I did more drinking. There was even a summer injury already. It's been great.
Easy money. If you want to call and take her money right now, all you got to do is battle her 5 questions about stuff actually going on in the world. One of the things that took place over the weekend was very shocking to me and is potentially going to ruin my marriage once and for all, and that was the explosion from the sky that happened when the SpaceX...
It wasn't an explosion.
It was
just a sonic boom.
Sonic boom.
It was the fire in the sky.
Like it happens on a regular now. Just relax, man.
It's not me, dude. It's whenever there's a loud, unexpected noise, and I don't care about it at the same level my wife cares about it. It leads to her saying to me, you should go investigate what this is and be concerned about it because you're the protector of the family. So when there's a giant explosion in the sky, we didn't know what it was because she's like, I'm pretty sure someone just shot someone down the street.
In her defense, if you're the only protection for the family, then she should be worried.
That's what I said, Allie. Thank you. I said,
Klein.
if I'm the last level of defense and first level, we're screwed anyway.
Yeah.
If there are shots being fired, why are you being a dumbass and trying to investigate that?
I think she's trying to get me killed off because
that makes sense.
She says,
because that is a dangerous stuff, man.
Says,
you don't do that.
I think that was gunshots from down the street. Go look and check out what's going on.
What?
Find casings?
Yeah, I don't know what she thinks.
Now, do you pull out your Glock and go investigate, or what do you do? Get your bat, your knife?
I had a stick that my dog was playing with. I took it out of the dog's mouth and I said, "This is going to be my protection stick." And I went on the hunt. Little did I know later when I found that it was a rocket ship re-entering the Earth's atmosphere.
How are you going to prove that?
That there was nothing I could do with the stick. Well, that's right. I had to show because she didn't believe me. I'm walking around like an idiot. I'm like, no one else out here investigating
Why
this?
wouldn't you just ask ChatGPT or find some information
Hop
online
on the
before you
internet.
walk outside? Yeah, this can be answered for you very quickly.
Yeah, I didn't think about any of those things.
You're the only idiot who's hunting the streets.
To be completely honest,
Hunting stick.
I was actually sleeping. I didn't even wake up when it happened, and she kind of
wait a minute. She woke you. Whoa!
Yeah, she goes. You didn't hear that? I go, hear what? She goes, that giant noise. I go, yeah, I heard it. It was probably nothing, but I didn't really hear it, you know?
Yeah.
And then she goes, you got to go out there and see what's going on. I think someone shot someone. And I'm like, what? She's like,
when they shoot someone, it goes boom.
Yeah, I go, all right, I'm going to get out there and look.
Obviously
does she not know what a gun sounds like?
Yeah, I don't know. It's too much. Well, you know, we're officially in the greatest
Sounds
time
like
of
someone breaking the sound barrier.
I actually think that sound was the official kickoff to gunshot or fireworks season because now we are, a month away, a little over a month away from 4th of July, which means if you live in Southern California, you're going to start getting a lot of sounds.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just adding to the game. Now we got to add firework, gunshot, or SpaceX re-entry.
Well, if you hear a noise and you don't know what it is, Klein will figure it out for you.
I'll get a stick and I will go to your neighborhood. You let me know. I can be a hero.
He'll be your neighborhood watch.
An easy $100 of Allie's money. Call us now. We'll come back. We'll play the game. 5 questions about things happening in the news. Potentially, what we just talked about could be one of the answers to a question we'll get to in a moment. Pay the people next, KROQ.
All week, KROQ soaks your summer. Apply your SPF 1067 from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and get your pick. A used third season slip and slide we got from a lady on Facebook Marketplace. Or a 4-pack of tickets to Hurricane Harbor, Los Angeles. Dive into a world of excitement with thrilling water rides, slides, and pools. Or bash your kneecaps on your sprinklers and drink from your garden hose. Keep listening to win, courtesy of Hurricane Harbor, Los Angeles. Slip and slide not available.
KROQ.
And Mama, these are all people that Jake has introduced us to when he goes to the pawn shop near the neighborhood he used to live in. Doesn't live there anymore, so he has not been to the pawn shop in a while. We thought it'd be a great opportunity to get him back to the pawn shop to sell all his fat guy stuff he doesn't need anymore. So he went in there, Allie, with like picnic blankets and spoons he used to eat ice cream with. He went in there with a bunch of fat guy things. I had to try to unload him. I think his big fat pants he couldn't wear anymore.
Look, as somebody who has lost weight before, it is a nice freeing feeling to get rid of clothes that are no longer fit you, and you're like, God, this part of my life is over.
But pawn shop,
it's a victory.
Pawn shop not probably the place to go. And as you know, this is
Goodwill would be where you go.
This woman, the people at the pawn shop, you don't want to rub them the wrong way because they have a temper. And this was like last time he went there, he walked into the middle of a negotiation that was going south real quick.
No, we don't buy hose without the compressor.
It's too much money. I don't want to buy it.
So, I mean, people are constantly they're yelling at each other about prices.
Get out of here with your compressor.
Fake, and this is that. And so I'm very excited that Jake returned to the pawn shop. Ladies and gentlemen, we call this Jake Goes to the Pawn Shop.
You know what makes it feel even better? Is
Hold on a second. That's not right.
We call this...
Hold on. I was uploading something else.
Oh, Allie, what a fail. We were ready to go.
I know. I was busy. I was doing something.
The guy is very weird.
Jake sells the stuff at the pawn shop. Jake says the value is tip top. Jake says, hey, what are you gonna buy? All they say is,
What's up with this guy?
Jake sells the stuff at the pawn shop.
Doña!
All right, Jake's back at the pawn shop, and this time he's got his box of fat pants, and there's always that loud music playing when he walks in. Place your bets.
Hey there. How you doing?
Long time, huh?
Do you recognize me?
Yes, of course.
I lost a lot of weight.
So he's hoping that they wouldn't recognize him because he lost a lot of weight.
It's not the same person.
Right, but it's still the weird Jake.
I know who you are.
He probably had that dog on him and everything, so.
Yes, of course.
I lost a lot of weight.
What happened?
What happened? You dying?
What happened? No congratulations. Just
I got on the Ozempic.
You were not fat.
Oh, well, thank you.
What'd she say, Jake?
She says you were not fat.
Oh, okay, you were not fat to begin with. Well, you were at your all-time high weight, so thanks to Lazaro, you started losing that weight real quick. Yep. So,
okay.
Now this guy,
he's mentally preparing himself.
This guy is always so disappointed when Jake shows up because he knows he has nothing of value ever. Only to this point.
562 asked, has Jake ever successfully sold anything at the pawn shop? He did sell one, but it was not his item; it was your item.
Right, it was a collector. It was a collector Pez dispenser that he was able to sell, and I think he only got $5 for it.
I got on the Ozempic.
You were not fat.
Oh, well, thank you.
Okay. This guy sounds so mad already.
So I brought a bunch of my old fat stuff I don't need anymore.
What? What happened to you? Where did you go?
Oh, I moved to a different part of the city.
That's why you haven't stopped by
that
often. Okay.
Yeah. Did you miss me?
Yeah.
That is the best response I have ever heard to that question. It was like a mix of laughter, shame. It was like every emotion all in one.
In her head, it's just going, don't say no, don't say this. Yeah. She literally didn't miss him at all. But
Did you miss me?
Yeah. Always.
I think she threw up a little bit in her mouth too.
So what a beautiful reunion between Jake and the people at the pawn shop.
Always. Okay. All right. Well, I got some of my old fat stuff I don't need anymore.
No, we're not getting close. No.
No clothes.
No clothes.
She already shuts Jake down. He's just starting to unload all of his treasures. He brought a lot of stuff with him. The reason we originally sent Jake to the pawn shop is because he's got all these dumb things in his nerd hole, like rocks and...
Well, he's got some good concert posters from many years ago that are all good quality. And when he needs money, because he doesn't make a lot, he will sell things that he's collected over the years, like comic books and things like that.
But he also tries to convince us that all the stuff in there is valuable. And we say there is no value to your little stuffed octopus in there has no value in the real world.
I think he determined that the one most valuable comic he has is not even worth that much.
No. It's really sad. So anyway, that's why we first sent him to the pawn shop. Now he's back. He's trying to sell all the fat guy stuff he no longer can fit into, and she shuts him down right out of the gate when he pulls out his giant pants.
No clothes.
No clothes, no.
My fat pants.
Nope.
These are really good, high-quality jeans that I ripped because I was so fat. You're not interested in these? Extra, extra, extra large. No?
We don't take clothes.
Okay.
Give me something good.
What about this?
Give me something good. No, he's the wrong guy for that.
These are high-quality pants that I ripped because I was so fat. What a great sell.
No wonder she missed you as much as she did. Here's the next item Jake tries to sell at the pawn shop.
Mickey Mouse picnic blanket that I don't need anymore because I don't do picnics anymore.
No picnics?
He's so sad for you. No picnics?
Why couldn't you do a picnic? They are so fun.
That guy loves picnics.
He's always on a picnic.
He's very sad. He's very disappointed. Jake is no longer picnicking because that was the additional meal. That was one of his 9 meals of the day.
No picnics?
No, because I don't eat that much anymore. I'm on a diet.
Only near White House.
Sorry?
Only near White House.
Okay. All right.
There's some internal joke there that they think is
Did I
great.
just make a joke about the government?
I think they said only picnics near the White House.
Okay.
But they think it's very funny, and Jake's got no time for laughs. He's right to the next item.
But you don't want the Mickey Mouse picnic blanket? Okay. What about this trophy I got for eating 6 spicy fritters?
So Jake has won. We found out Jake won a food competition where he ate the most spicy fritters.
No, not the most. He just ate. He did a spicy fritter challenge.
Right, but he actually didn't get an award for that. So I think you tried to pass off our ham dogger trophy as the spicy fritter award. And you can't pull. The problem with the pawn shop people is they're so used to being lied to. People are always trying to sell them fake diamonds and fake watches that you can't pull anything over them. I mean, listen to this. He tries to say, I won this award for eating the most spicy fritters, which is a true story. Jake did, but then he tries to give the ham. Listen, this woman, you can't get anything past mama.
For eating 6 spicy fritters.
What the hell is that? Is it a hot dog?
So right away, she's already concerned. Why did he present her with a hot dog trophy?
And why wouldn't Jake just lie and say he won a hot dog competition?
Right. The whole story's backwards. And these guys, pawn shop people are great at sniffing out liars, dude.
Is it a hot dog?
Yeah. So if I got
That's a funny thing. I'm dogger. Okay.
Well, anyway, so she
doesn't even like your ham dogger idea.
Right. Yeah? No? All right. What about, this is a solid gold In-N-Out coin.
Now, this is actually something that could be of value.
Wow.
And, the pawn shops love gold. Nothing makes pawn shops happier than real gold, especially now. So
and Lindsay Snyder, she gave us some precious In-N-Out coins that are good for one meal at In-N-Out, but why would you use it for that? Because those coins don't seem like they come by very often.
No, they are like rose gold in color, very nice. Jake says, I got one solid gold coin, good for In-N-Out, but it's gold. I know you guys like gold, and this is where things start going real south.
Good for...
There is not such a thing as a In-N-Out solid gold coin.
Right away, she said, it doesn't exist. What you're saying is not real.
310 said, maybe Jake was hoping they would pay by the pound.
Oh, they were probably hoping for it. Not the case at the pawn shop.
Said it's solid gold. Said it's worth its weight in gold. You can get anything you want on the menu with that.
It's not even heavy enough for gold.
It feels heavy.
Let's start the week with $100 for you. It's Allie's money for now, but it could be your money. That's what we do every morning right around this time. Your chance to become $100 richer and prove that Allie knows nothing about the news. But she will deliver the news later this hour and every hour this morning on KROQ with the A.D.D news. So if you'd like to prove that you know more than she does and you are qualified for this gig, all you got to do is beat her right now. Bragging rights on $100 could be yours. Let's say hi to Ricardo in Hollywood, California. Good morning, Ricardo.
Oh, yo, what's up? Hello?
Hello. You feeling smart?
Oh, kind of. All right, let's go. Let's do it.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
I feel like he's already getting defensive.
He's already.
I don't know. What?
He's on the clock.
Let's do it.
Let's
Fine.
get to it. Hold on. Allie's going to.
So what?
Allie's going to get the hell out of here, I think. Shoot, Omar. I can't find the intro for Allie Knows the News. Hold on. It's somewhere
What's
here.
going on here?
I don't know. The system. It's like.
Allie Knows the News.
We'll go with that. Great. Ricardo gave us the intro.
That's pretty good.
That's even better than we would have done had Jake done it. Jake, what would yours have sounded like had you done it? Jake?
Yeah.
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
Allie Knows the News.
Ricardo, you go ahead now. Ricardo, you're up.
Allie Knows the News.
All right, Ricardo, 5 questions. You're on the clock. Here we go. Get these right so that we can pay the people. Question number 1. This SoCal city has just been named one of the top 5 cities in all of America to raise a family. Only one from California to make the list, I believe. Which SoCal city is a top spot to raise a family?
Cowan. What? Montebello.
Go to question number 2. Trump is trying to stop all federal funding over $100 million to what college? Says he no longer wants any money to go to what college?
The UCLA.
Go to question number 3. This band has been throwing some backyard concerts to celebrate the summer. Was officially shut down by police at one of their backyard parties. Which KROQ band shut down by police doing a backyard concert?
Dude, these suck. All right. I don't know. Offspring.
Offspring's a good guess. This former Olympian was just arrested for DUI charges. I'll even give you a hint. She got 3 names. 3-name former Olympian arrested on DUI charges.
Nope.
Nope. Guess.
Let's go with Kris Jenner Kardashian.
Kris Jenner Kardashian. That's a great guess. And finally, if I were to say that Phil Robertson died at the age of 79, star of a reality show that was an international hit, what reality show was he a star of?
Oh, I know this one.
Yeah, you do.
Something beyond
Sounds
my
like
time,
it.
Though.
Sounds like he knows it.
Beyond my time. I'm 30, so it's something beyond my time.
Beyond your time. I don't think it's beyond your time if you're 30.
No.
All right.
Well,
time is up, but I appreciate the effort at the very least. That's Ricardo. He thought he was up for the challenge. I know people say, why do people call if they don't know the answers to any of these questions? Not necessarily easy all the time, but once again, a lot of news to pick from as we put these questions together. Let's see how Allie does. Allie, you're battling Ricardo.
Okay.
He's in Hollywood.
Cool.
He's potentially sober right now, but probably not. We go to question number 1. This SoCal city was just named a top 5 city in America to raise a family.
Oh, that would be Irvine.
That is absolutely correct. He said Montebello. That is not correct. Allie gets the points, and congratulations, Irvine. You have made the list, a top 5 city in all of America to raise a family.
Do you feel like the city of Irvine is just paying people
Yes.
to be number 1 on these lists?
They
I feel
have-
like they're the only SoCal city that gets on these lists.
And there's been a few lists that have been, you'll never
and it feels
guess.
so random. I'm like,
right, which
okay.
SoCal city? Apparently, it's all about Irvine these days. Go to question number 2. Allie's up 1-0. Trump is saying he'd like to cut all federal funding to this college worth over $100 million in contracts.
Harvard.
What'd you say?
Harvard.
Harvard is correct. He guessed UCLA. He's not right. Allie is right again. Trump doesn't like Harvard. Go to question
really doesn't.
number 3, and Allie's up 2-0. Question 3. This KROQ band has been throwing backyard concerts, and they just had their most recent one shut down by the police.
Yeah, All American Rejects.
That is absolutely correct as well. Little backyard bashes all summer long, and I think it was their 2nd or 3rd one got shut down by the police.
Yeah, but the police, I think, were also fans, and they said you can play one more.
That's the best. We're not
But
supposed to do this,
one
but
more song.
you guys are cool, so we'll let you do another one. Question 4. This Olympian, 3-named Olympian, was just arrested for DUI charges.
Mary Lou Fretton.
Mary Lou Fretton. And I bet you her little DUI stop was probably amazing, because she was probably like, yeah, if I'm drunk, could I do this? And she did like some giant somersault into a cartwheel.
Can you touch your nose? Yes, I can, while doing a back handspring. Look down!
Allie got that right as well. He did not get that one right. He did guess Bruce Kardashian Jenner or something like that.
Well,
He at least gave us a 3
I'm
name.
sure all 3 of them have gotten DUIs at one point.
And finally, Allie, if I were to say to you the sad news that Phil Robertson died at the age of 79, he was the star of a reality show, international smash hit reality show. What show was he a star of?
I never watched the show, but it was Duck Dynasty,
Wow,
and
Allie
he was
with
the
the
long-haired, beardy guy.
Just when I think these questions maybe were too difficult for a Tuesday after a long weekend, Allie comes in and sweeps it, which is not easy for her because she doesn't sweep much. And Ricardo, you did very badly. What must you shamefully admit over the airwaves of KROQ? Go ahead.
Yo, this is Ricardo, and Allie smoked my ass, and she knows and knew.
There you go. Thank you, Ricardo. At least you lost with some dignity and grace, which we'll accept.
I will smoke your ass.
I will smoke your ass. We got a big
box
show. Oh, it's 3.5 hours we're going to spend together starting right now on KROQ. K-Rock, we are Klein Alley Show. If you need to interact with us, the numbers are the same as they were last week. 800-520-1067 to call or to text. Perhaps we say something that bothers you and we're not around, then you can use the GOAT line. That number is 844-956-GOAT. Sometimes people claim that they are listening to the show potentially while sitting in Memorial Day weekend traffic, and they get so upset about something that happens on the show that they feel the need to call and complain on the GOAT line, which happens from time to time. Johnny said something that bothered this woman so much, Allie, that she could not even stop. She could not even continue to listen to the show until she called to get this off her chest.
I've had to just pull over listening to the podcast, but Johnny doesn't know with the eggs. Like, oh my goodness, where did this guy go to school?
Santa Monica Community College.
Oh, yeah.
SMC.
I think he went twice, right, Johnny?
He got double major.
I think he thinks that he got a degree for each year as well. Because I was like, you have a college degree, right? And he was like, yep, for all 4 years.
Yeah, every year he got one, he said.
And I was like, I don't know if that's how it works, Johnny.
No, we'll have to do a Johnny Doesn't Know College next time, maybe. Because, Johnny, you claim you got a real degree?
Yeah, I have two of them. I have a BA and then I have a AA. I got an AA from Santa Monica.
Are you just saying your grades, or you got...
No way he got an AA. There's zero.
Yeah,
he got it. All right.
So you have a bachelor's and an associate's degree?
Yes, ma'am.
And what were the topics?
I forgot the AA from Santa Monica, but it was pretty cool. And then I got a BA from CSUN. Communications.
Communication.
You weren't sure of your majors?
No, because I got something in communications from Santa Monica, and then they sent me a liberal art of something, but I forgot what it was. But I got two of them from there.
Well, this woman cannot seem to listen to that. I mean, she's so dumbfounded by your dumbness.
But Johnny doesn't know with the eggs. Like, oh my goodness, where did this guy go to school? And how old is he? Just, it's next level. He's really outdone himself this time. Anyway, beat dibs. And good luck with that guy.
Thank you. She sounds super smart. Yeah, she sounds even smarter because she got that sweet, that
lovely accent,
Australian accent.
I love a British accent.
She's Australian.
She's Australian.
Australian.
God damn.
Love him too.
Yeah, good. Love that British accent. He says. Oh man,
I love Italians, right?
Allie conquered the zoo over the weekend. At least she attempted to.
I don't think I conquered it. I think I failed it.
We'll figure this. That's so funny.
I lost at the zoo.
We'll get to that and much more this morning. K-Rock, we are Klein Alley Show. Allie Show. Tuesday morning, short week ahead. You would think, Allie, you of all people that are now living in a house with 3 animals, including 2 new ones, animal pee and poo everywhere, you would think you of all people would not want to go to a zoo when you have a few days off. You would
because I live in one?
You live in a zoo, and you're leaving your zoo to go to another zoo.
Well, I was talking to a friend, and she was like, we should go to Santa Barbara tomorrow and go to the zoo. I heard it's going to be beautiful out, and there's not a lot of people on the roads because of Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, you know why? Because they listen to Omar's advice.
Pack your patience.
Oh, yeah. And Omar likes
That's
to...
not my advice at all. I hate that saying.
Then how come I have this audio?
Pack that patience.
Who's that?
God damn it.
Yeah, that's right.
I said that ironically.
And you sound so excited about it.
Pack that patience.
Yeah, we'll be playing that all summer long.
Just
Get ready.
loves it.
When you think
F
summer,
you, Jake.
you think travel.
Pack that patience.
Hey, thanks, Omar. Always helpful.
Why do I sound so pleasant, too?
I know. Pack that patience,
It is
everyone.
It's the happiest you've ever sounded.
Yeah,
actually.
pack that patience.
All right, we will. Thanks, Omar.
God damn it.
So she was like, we should go, but I've never been. Is it better than the LA Zoo? And I was like, I'd only been once before, and it was for a wedding, and it was amazing. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. That sounds great. And on a Sunday, you're right, everyone has already gotten to where they need to go. And as I sat in a ton of traffic, I thought to myself, I think this might be a mistake. Not only did we sit in a ton of traffic to get to Santa Barbara, it was super hazy and overcast and freezing the entire... we left great weather to go to crappy weather.
It's the worst.
And I was like, why did we do this? So then we buy tickets. You have to buy them in advance, which is already a KROQ. And then they say,
they don't want you to turn around. They don't want you to regret. Once you buy them in advance, you're kind of locked in at that point.
Yeah, and I don't know is that really the reason? Is that once, everyone's like, let's just go to the zoo on a whim, right? That's most people.
LA Zoo, you could buy them right at the window, and then they try to upcharge you and get you that membership, because for only a little bit more, you could be an annual member here. And you're like, ugh.
And you're like, this is a one-time thing.
I'm never going to come back. And then, usually you come back exactly at the time when that membership would have expired.
And then you're like, maybe I should. No, I'm still not going to do it. So you have to get a certain window, a time frame to go. And apparently everybody decided to go to the zoo that day. So the earliest time that we could get in was 1 p.m., which already I feel like you've half the day is already gone. You've only got a couple hours really to explore the zoo.
But isn't that just something they say? Even if you arrive early, they're not going to turn you away, right?
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, that's like a BS thing. You actually believe that, Allie?
I don't know. I don't try it. I didn't try to go there early.
Really? You think the zoo would have turned you away if you got there at 10 a.m.?
I don't think they would turn me away.
You
but
gotta kill 3 hours in the parking lot. The zebras are not ready for you, ma'am.
Well, spoiler alert, there aren't any damn zebras.
Oh,
what?
No, really?
There's no zebras there. There were leopards on the picture, but then when you get there, they're not there because they're remodeling or whatever. Like, pardon our interruption. We're doing a little makeover on that cool area.
Yeah, they love the signs of all the cool things that would have been there any other day other than the day you're there.
Totally. And then I hate it when they have the picture of the cool thing, but then you see just an empty cage or whatever. So then by the time we get there, we're still waiting for our friends, and we're starving because it's 1 p.m.
Pack that patience.
It's lunchtime at that point. So we go, well, we might as well eat something now, and then we'll start going around the zoo. Well, there's only one, maybe 2 places to eat in the entire thing, and there's only 1 register. And again, everyone has gone to the zoo that day, so there is a line a mile long to get food, and only 1 register. But guess where the line is right next to? The gift shop. So you're forced to wait in line for 45 minutes.
You don't think that's come on, that's planned. That's them being smart.
Of course it's planned.
Oh, let's make them wait in line while they're starving, and then they try to calm their kids down. Let's force them to buy a bunch of overpriced.
I spent $50 by the time I even got to the register to order the food.
Right. Well, what a sucker. I mean, you put yourself in a situation this is pure on sucker moves across the board. Sucker.
How could I have planned differently?
You don't leave your house. Okay. At all. And you don't have to worry about any of this stuff.
So then by the time we actually get our food, by the way, they're out of half of the menu items by the time we got to the front. We eat. We're all grumpy by the time we even start the Loop, right?
Zoo food, by the way, is crappy food.
It's so
There's
crappy
nothing
too.
great there,
and
man.
they
It's so
also
bad.
get you because they're like, by the way, this turkey sandwich is $18, but it all goes to the zoo animals. So you don't feel you're supposed to not feel bad about spending so much money on like a tiny a little turkey sandwich.
It is funny for a place that has so many fresh animals around that the food you're eating there
It's so limited and crap.
It's always bad. You're like, but I'm looking at all these there's all these live animals everywhere. This should be the freshest food on the planet.
They're probably getting better food.
Yeah.
So then by the time we start making our loop around, it's like 3 or 3:30. And the cool thing about the Santa Barbara Zoo is you're supposed to be able to interact with the animals. You're supposed to be able to go in and feed a giraffe. You're supposed to be able to walk through this like walkabout, and there's kangaroos all next to you hopping around. Well, all that gets closed down in the afternoon because they're getting ready for the wedding that is going to take place later that day.
Oh,
so all the stuff is shutting down way earlier than it's supposed to. And I'm going, what the hell's going on? So the one thing that I did do, because my kid was needing, he was seeing all these animal experiences that he couldn't do, was this giraffe feeding, which is $8.
That's
It's
crock.
extra. And I had to pay $11 for parking when I got there. Then the $8 is for 4 leaves of lettuce that you get to feed the stupid giraffe.
Should have eaten the lettuce. Would have been the best deal at the zoo.
I was starving.
Should have bought the lettuce and just eaten it yourself in front of the giraffe.
The zoo guy gave me a few extra leaves just to do me a solid.
I feel it's so funny that
but
you're
I'm paying $2 a leaf.
You're bitching about that. That seems like the best deal going. I think at the LA Zoo to try to feed those giraffes, I found to say it's at least $20.
No way.
Yeah, I think you actually have to feed them money directly. That's all they eat. Just hand the money, because I'm telling you, $8 to feed an animal. I stopped one time driving up to Santa Barbara to do that feed the stupid ostrich thing. And I gave them, I think it was $20 for a couple ostrich feed. And then I went there and the ostriches weren't eating. And they go, the ostriches are full because they've been getting fed all day by tourists.
Yeah.
So what am I supposed to do with this $20 bucket of pellets I just bought?
Well,
And
there's lunch for you.
they're like, you can just leave it there.
What?
I'm like, what? It's a giant, all the whole feeding animals thing is, they're going to eat just fine.
Yeah, I know. So then by the time we left, I
Paid
had
to feed Allie. That would have been great.
Probably spent twice the amount that I paid to get into the zoo just by doing the extra stuff that they, I think, strategically put there just so that I could leave spending $200 extra.
818 said, you're a sucker, Allie. Did you know you can bring your own food and liquor to the Santa Barbara Zoo? That's why people like it so much. You can bring your own stuff there.
What?
Yeah, so you didn't know.
And is that so you only do that at the Santa Barbara Zoo?
I don't know.
You can't do that at the LA Zoo?
323. Everyone knows you're supposed to take your own food to the zoo.
Okay, because if the thing is, if I had brought my own food to the zoo, everyone would have made fun of me and called me El Cheapo. Okay, and then
Like
the
you care.
Yeah, like you're proud of that, aren't you?
Well, yeah, not really anymore because everyone shames me all the time. You guys have changed my mentality, and now I feel like I'm the loser in the group.
I thought last week Allie and her friend got moved to the zoo in Arizona.
What?
Oh, no, those are the elephants.
God damn it. It's not Arizona, it was Tulsa.
Yeah, get it right.
World famous
Klein Alley Show.
KROQ.
106.7 FM.
Mornings on KROQ.
With me.
He's so weak.
So she's already determined this In-N-Out coin is not gold.
Seems like it. I mean, looks gold.
Good for one burger. You're kidding me, right?
Good for one burger.
She always loses. Like, eventually, she just decides she's over Jake.
Yeah, I know. And she's excited to see him at first, but she loses her patience quickly.
Because the time is money for the pawn people, and you have nothing of value.
This looks gold.
Good for one burger. You're kidding me, right?
It's worth its weight in gold.
How much you paid?
I didn't. I was
It's
given
not
this.
gold. Who told you it's gold?
Wow.
She starts to get real mad at Jake.
The In-N-Out people.
Okay, it's not gold.
How do you know?
I know that. It's not. Look at my gold coins there, and you will understand what this gold coin is. Right there. That is a gold coin.
It looks the same.
You kidding me, right?
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
This was even better.
Okay,
because
I'm
worth
not
it-
arguing with you right now because you're not familiar with coins, okay? But it is not a coin. It's not
Okay.
a gold coin. It's
But-
an In-N-Out coin, good enough for one burger. It says there.
Okay, so what do you think this is worth?
Nothing.
So she's determined now. His big finish, the gold coin, is worth nothing.
$6 maybe? In-N-Out burger?
Okay.
Yeah. Combo meal.
What about
Combo meal. She says combo meal.
So Jake's not having a lot of luck at the pawn shop. He's so desperately trying to unload his fat guy stuff. He's finally down to
Man, don't argue with the pawn shop lady about her gold. She knows gold.
He failed at the gold thing, so now he's trying some silver. And these are the spoons he used to eat ice cream with. And this does not go over well either.
This silver-plated spoon that I ate my last pint of ice cream with.
You're such a funny guy. Yeah.
A whole pint of ice cream with this spoon.
That's fine.
And this is the other spoon that I ate a bunch of gravy with before it went bad. And these are silver.
Plated.
But still.
It's not worth anything.
Another thing worth
It's
nothing.
not worth anything.
So he's had no luck with gold and no luck with silver.
But if you put them together, you can play them. Kick like that, kick like that. Play spoon. You don't want to play it? Okay. What about this?
They don't even respond. They just watch Jake playing the spoons.
Clickety-clack.
Jake's big finish to try to sell his spoons.
Let me perform for you and show you their true value.
And you don't hear them go quiet often, but
if you put them together, you can play them. Kick like that, kick like that. Play a spoon. You don't want to play it? Okay. What about this TV tray that I used to keep by my bed because I would eat it all times a day and I didn't want to get out of bed to eat?
We don't take this, my friend.
Don't take this either. All right. So none of my fat stuff. Even this trophy.
Nope.
Well, all I can do is try.
You can go with this closest to out of closet, but it's just donation.
Are you telling him to come out of the closet? What is he saying?
he's telling him to take all of his stuff next door to the out of the closet and donate it. It's got zero value.
Nobody's gonna give you money for this. I mean, like you won't be able to sell anything.
So you only think I can donate it.
Yeah.
Even my gold coin.
It's not gold.
It's not gold. She's so.
If you want, I can scratch it, but
No, it's not gold.
Yeah.
So now they're fighting internally because
He's like, why don't you at least scratch it and see if it's gold?
Yeah, she's like, it's not.
But if you scratch it, you can tell if it's gold or not.
Yeah, of course, but this is not gold.
Okay.
You cannot even open the case because it's sealed.
No,
that means it's worth more because it's sealed.
She's so mad, Mama.
Because it's sealed.
All right. Well, it's good to see you guys.
Oh.
That guy hates you.
It's changed so much.
Well, it's good to see you guys.
Yeah.
You guys buy rocks?
That's for decoration, but we sell them.
Oh, you sell them?
Yeah.
Cool. How much are they rocks?
40.
For all of them?
So now Jake's
Oh
about
my
to,
God! Now he's gonna buy something.
So now Jake is not only
They have cool geodes there.
he was unable to sell any of his fat stuff. I think he got scammed for some rocks on the way out.
Like magic beans.
Man, Jake's
That was
loving
a
life.
joy, a true joy. Thanks, Jake.
At the pawn shop, total net value if you're keeping track. Let me carry the one here. $0. KROQ. Show back at it Tuesday, short week ahead. So we got that going for us. Later this morning, get you into Hurricane Harbor, Los Angeles. 4-pack of tickets in your future, starting at 9, going all day long, 9 through 6 p.m. every hour on KROQ. Cool you off all summer. And we'll also get you into Belly Laughs, Comedy, and Food Festival happening LA Live on July 12th and 13th. So a lot of tickets in your future, and we'll figure out why Jake made this noise over the weekend. So there's a reason why Jake made that noise, and no, he did not encounter or hear a story from Allie. There was something that happened out there in the real world that made Jake make that noise. It was an unexpected turn of events. A real choose-your-own adventure happened for Jake after a closing time at the bar. So we'll get to that coming up later this morning here on KROQ. But first, your news, what's happening in the world. Here she is to break it down.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for A.D.D. News.
Hope you had a good Memorial Day, but half of Americans don't even know what Memorial Day is, according to a new study. But that did not mean that you weren't celebrating with travel and barbecues. And though some people were showing up late or not at all because of the significant flight delays, it was a pretty good weekend for a lot of people.
Pack that patience.
Yeah.
Thanks, Omar.
Over 5,000 flights were delayed for various reasons. There were some storms in other parts of the country. There were tornado warnings, power outages. In Denver, they got a report of a plane struck by lightning, which nobody was injured and everything was okay, which is, I feel like, the coolest flight emergency, right?
Yeah, I've been on a
struck
plane.
by lightning.
I've been on a plane before. The pilot said we just got struck by lightning.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he made
Did
it
that
up.
scare you, or were you like, cool?
Well, at that, I mean, once you've already been struck, he's like, because there was like a power surge through the plane. Like it was like a
really?
Yeah.
Darker or brighter?
No, it just kind of everything like went out for a second. Like, beep beep. And then all of a sudden, he's like, oh, we just got struck by lightning. It's good.
Yeah,
We're
here's
good.
the audio of the pilot.
Thunderbolt and lightly, very, very frightened me.
That was the most alarming part for me. I was like,
pilot's not supposed to tell you they're scared.
I was like, get that flight attendant out of the cockpit.
Very, very
That's what I
frightening
said.
me.
I know.
So thousands of people were stuck at the airports, and when that happens, you know that picture that the news loves sharing is all those people sitting on the floor at the airport. If they can find people sitting on the floor in the airport in a group, the news loves that picture.
They love that picture, and then they
around.
also love showing us, the brake lights, usually around Dodger Stadium. But just whenever they can find as many freeways with red lights as possible.
Anyone stranded.
Yeah, they
and
love
looking
showing
pissed off.
because they know that all the people that are sitting in that aren't seeing it because they're sitting in it. So it's all the people that are home going, I feel good about myself.
Oh, look at this.
Look at
them
those
all sitting there.
losers,
They're
right.
all sitting there. How sad. All right, learning how to drive is exciting. It can also be terrifying. This story truly is every student driver's worst nightmare. So this happened over the weekend. This person was practicing driving in a Gelson's parking lot on the upper level. This happened in Laguna Beach. And the car drove over the edge of the parking structure, drove through the railing, then landed upside down in an embankment. The driver was injured but survived, and the passenger died. They haven't said who these two were to each other, like whether or not they were related. But when someone takes you to an empty parking lot to practice, it's probably, I would assume, a family member. I mean, everyone remembers who they learned to drive with, what car they learned to drive on. We've all been in that empty parking lot making stupid mistakes.
Yeah.
But you don't, and you expect, oh man, maybe I'll bump somebody or hit something. But driving off of
listen,
a parking structure,
not a great plan to begin with. If you're gonna, we all know,
like, don't go to an upper level.
Learning to drive in a wide open parking lot. Usually, it's a school on a weekend where the parking lot is just wide open,
and it's massive,
and even it would be hard to even hit anything. The idea that you're going to go ahead and go, let's go to the fourth level and learn how to drive there. You're probably not thinking the person's going to gas instead of brake and fly off the edge, but.
Yeah, but those are the dumb mistakes you make when you're learning to drive.
Yep.
I remember one of the first times I got in a car was in our garage, and my stepdad said, okay, so just put it in R, and I immediately put it in drive and hit the gas.
Oh, Jesus.
And I hit a bunch of stuff that was in the garage and damaged the car. So the first thing I learned was R, crash.
You know, what's funny is that usually the open parking lot is a great place for people to learn how to drive a car, but also it's where a lot of people try to learn how to ride a bike, and that's a dangerous mix of both those things happening in the same parking lot at the
all
same
weekend
time.
is just people learning how to do things in parking lots. All right, and another sign of unofficial summer other than Memorial Day weekend is the outdoor movie announcements. The Dodgers made a good one. Dodger Stadium announced their annual movie night on the field. The movie is going to be I think, the best baseball movie, in my opinion. It's The Sandlot. And imagine watching that in the ballpark where you get that feeling of nostalgia and you also get a great movie and the comfort of Dodger Stadium. So that is happening. Let me just see. Hold on a second. That will be June 28th. And I don't know if you agree. Best baseball movie?
No.
I think Major League is pretty good.
Yeah,
I don't know.
League. I think Major League 2, Back to the Minors, is probably the better one of the series if we're going to focus on them.
But Sandlot is great.
As long as no one says Field of Dreams. That movie's crap.
Oh, boy. Here we go again. Allie with her anti-Field of Dreams story. It's a great one.
If you build it, it will come. Oh, no.
Well,
maybe eventually at the end of the movie, someone will come and it's a ghost.
Yeah. Well, don't ruin it for people that haven't seen it yet. But when the Dodgers do their movie on the field night, I do feel like they're just flip-flopping between Field of Dreams and The Sandlot. It seems like those are the two.
But you need to see a classic baseball movie.
Allie, as a lesbian, has to argue it's going to be...
A League of Their Own.
Right, of course. Because it's the women in baseball. God. Right.
That is an amazing movie. You have to admit.
Patience.
That's right, Omar.
Shut up.
We get into a brand new hour of the show right now.
Klein Alley Show.
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
All right, welcome to your Tuesday morning. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming back for more, or perhaps thanks for checking us out for the very first time. You'll either learn to love us or hate us probably over the course of the next 10 to 15 minutes here on KROQ. We'll bribe you this hour. Tickets, 2-day passes, belly laughs, comedy, food festival, and what a lineup of comedians that will be there. Vanessa, of all of the people performing, who would you say you're most excited about? I mean, it's such a star-studded lineup. Of course, you can eat a lot, but you were just going over some of the many names that will be there. Who are your favorites?
I'm going to say Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah, who else?
And Hassan Minhaj.
You're right, and some of the other ones, because you were telling us all weekend, it's just such a star-studded lineup.
Margaret Cho.
Yes.
Cherry Cola.
Right.
That's about it.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. So we will get you in this hour. Hope you're hungry and ready to laugh. If we cannot bring you the laughs, you'll get them at Belly Laughs, Comedy and Food Festival, LA Live, July 12th and 13th. And you will get in this hour on the show. Also, we will unload Goat Together. If you've left any comments, critiques, or criticisms on the Goat line, we will unload Goat Together this hour. And another round of Don't Be a Dick, as we're officially/unofficially in summer. Who is the biggest dick that you will or have encountered at a pool, perhaps over the weekend? This is a great PSA, a public service announcement for anyone. If you're going to be at a pool at all this summer, even if it's a friend's backyard pool, public pool, even one of those gross water parks like the Great Wolf Lodge, there's certain things you can avoid doing to not be the dick at the pool.
I did something new and dickish
Oh,
at the pool
great.
this weekend.
So we'll get to that this hour. Kick things off, though, with some Bad Omens. This is an Allie request. So let's go ahead and get Allie's song out of the way first this hour. Here we go on KROQ. K-Rock, we are Klein Alley Show. Start thinking about your nominees for a round of Don't Be a Dick as we try to save pools all summer long here in Southern California and beyond. We will accept your open nominees coming up in a few moments for a brand new round of Don't Be a Dick pool people. But first, we have a goat line here at K-Rock. You can use it when we're not around, or if we are and you're too shy to get through or can't get through. That number, Allie, what is it?
What?
The goat line number. What's the number? Are you here?
What?
Are you high
You
right now?
okay?
What's going on?
This is your little thing. Finish your little thing. I'm not listening during this.
Oh, okay. I can tell. That's why.
Just get through your stuff.
844-956-GO. That's what I was going to say, right? Let's unload GOAT together. And here's some of the many messages that were waiting over the weekend, long weekend. Go ahead.
Hey, Klein Alley Show, what's going on? This is Jason from Lakewood, your favorite In-N-Out insider. It's been a while, but
nice.
I heard you dropping some names again on In-N-Out. First of all, yes, congratulations, number one again. But speaking to the subject matter at hand, is Klein eating dog food?
Oh, this is because I mentioned that occasionally I order the puppy patty for my dog, and then we'll eat the puppy patty because it's less messy for me to eat while driving.
Even if it's human grade, it's still dog food. It's food for dogs.
It's not dog food. Well, this
it's
guy
called a puppy patty.
Yeah, it's like a good gimmick they have, so you don't feel like a loser when you go there and you eat with your animal. You're like, oh, something for me, something for you.
Sorry to say, no, he is not. So the pup patties, or a patty for a dog as it's ordered, is just the same old beef patty that goes on all the burgers.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is they just don't season it with salt and pepper, so that way it's not detrimental to the dogs, or because dogs don't like seasoning. I don't know.
Yeah, but what I do is I grab one of those the spread packets that you can get, and I just squeeze it in the middle, and I kind of fold it like a taco and eat it.
Don't worry, I have a workaround.
Yeah, I know that that's intended for dogs.
Adding more fat to it.
I know you've come up with a system to make it healthy for dogs, but I've figured out a way to eat the puppy patty by myself. And yeah, at the first few times you do it, you do feel like a loser.
Are you saying you've done it many times at this point?
Many would be an exaggeration, but like more than 10.
Oh, what? That's many.
That's many?
That's many.
So many.
More than 10 is many?
How many pup patties that you bought were actually given to your dog?
To date, 0. But eventually, he'll get. No, he's gotten a puppy. One time we split one. He got half.
Oh, God.
But for the most part, I eat the puppy patty.
But in any case, no, Klein did not eat dog food.
Thank you for that's the most. If you remember anything from the message, guys, just remember Klein did not eat dog food, which is something Omar can't say about himself.
It's true.
Although one time I did accidentally buy the Ben & Jerry's dog ice cream.
How did that taste?
Not great. But that I did eat, and I did finish. It was a mini pint. I thought it was a little travel sizer, and it was meant for dogs.
And yes, he's still a disgusting animal for eating food that was meant for a dog.
Thank you.
And yes, he still likes little boys.
Okay. That's also not true. I just go around grooming young boys.
Let's head over to Ben & Jerry's. See
you wanna play
who's
with a
hanging
child?
out there.
This is all very out of context, guys. The stuff you're saying is very out of context. Next message on the GOAT line.
Hey, sweet divots. So, I just met up with Pantyhose Greg, a.k.a. PHG. We got in contact on the YouTube comments. I guess he's a net banger.
Oh, no. This guy met up with Pantyhose Greg on the comments on the live YouTube stream, and they met in real life.
And he's a smoker, so I just, and I work at a cannabis company, so I decided to just give him some of my goodies. I just met with him. He's actually a very cool guy, very chill.
Definitely not him. Must have been someone else.
Sorry, PhD, if you're listening to this. I thought, it was going to be a little weird, but I guess it's just when he's stoned. But he's a cool, nice, very chill guy.
Well, the problem is once you start giving Pantyhose Greg stuff,
This is probably what he does. Is he's probably pretty chill and charming right away, and you're like, "Oh, Greg, wait," and then he's like, "Yeah, I got kicked out of my place," or "Yeah, I'm living with these guys and I'm having hard times," and you're like, "Oh, why? This guy's so nice." And then once he's in your life for like a couple months, you realize, like, "Oh man, this is a huge problem."
And by the way, I love the concept of listeners helping out other listeners. We've done the Klein Alley Show job fair. We've had listeners give other listeners jobs.
But at first, we wanted to help Pantyhose Greg too. Remember, we got him that mattress.
Got him a mattress. He was living in a car. Now he's living with 5 roommates in an apartment. He can't understand them. I mean, we've helped upgrade that guy's life. And I do think he's appreciative to a certain extent.
I know.
No, not appreciative at all. Next message on the GO line.
Hey, sweet divots, guys. Catching up on the podcast. So I was listening to Friday, and you guys were talking about the plane crash. And Klein, I know you said you were thinking of releasing a statement or having a statement set up. I was thinking, what if you guys do a statement, like, for each other's, I don't want to say like death, but like when people die, people hear these nice things that their colleagues say about them. and they're no longer around to hear them.
Interesting point. Yeah, don't say nice things at a funeral, because what's the point? They're not even there to hear them.
Well, I think they want other people to hear them, right?
It's like an infomercial for the life of the person that once was.
Yeah, but
So what if you guys just do like a non-obituary, like the opposite? Like you guys are still here, but like have each one of you guys write something for each other and share it on the air? I think that'd be kind of cool. Like just to say like nice things about each other while we're here, you know? I think it'd be pretty sweet.
That will definitely backfire and not be nice, and it will lead to us all hating each other. I know that in theory, what he's saying is a good thing. Why don't we give each other? That's usually that happens at like
like a waking funeral
or like a birthday party if they're going to say toasts about the person. But yes, usually the nicest things, the best stories of the person usually would get told at their funeral. And they're not around to hear the best stories.
But you're going to say the nicest things about that person once they're already dead. When they're alive, you think about all the annoying things about them.
Right.
When they're dead, you're like, oh man, I missed blank. I was excited by the fact that I remember that trip we took to wherever. You know, then you start reminiscing about the good stuff.
But if we were all forced to do that about each other right now,
couldn't do it.
ChatGPT would help a little bit, I think. But we could muscle through it, maybe.
Anyways, just a thought. Sweet dudes. Hope you guys are having a great time and love the show. Keep it up.
Thank you for that. Final message we have time for in this edition of the GOAT Line. That number's 844.
Wait. Klein, if I make a eulogy for you and I do a good job, can I read it at your wedding? Or, I mean, your
My
funeral?
wedding.
Your funeral?
Wow, we're getting ahead of ourselves here. I didn't realize. That's very exciting. I'm going to do it again? I can't.
Probably.
That is going to be my funeral. Jesus Christ. Final message.
Hey, sweet divots, guys. I just got dinner with one of my friends who works in sales over at iHeartRadio. And I was telling him how much I love your guys' show. And he was telling me, oh, you got to check out the Woody Show. Give me 1 week. You'll get away from KROQ, even as iconic as it is. And I said, no, I won't. No, I won't. Klein Alley Show is tenfold better than the Woody Show, and I only have listened to 10 minutes of it, but yeah, it's got nothing on you guys. And at the end, he joked about, well, we're doing separate checks now, when he was going to pay for my meal. So regardless, I stand true and firm with you guys. All right.
Thank you. You are a real one. We appreciate that. You know, by the way, check out everything. There's a lot of crap on the radio. Go listen to Seacrest for a little bit. Check out Big Boy, see if he's still got it.
We realize you have choices.
Tons of choices.
Big Boy's okay, though. Don't check out Big Boy.
Yeah, don't check out Big Boy. You may never come back.
Check out the Woody Show. They suck.
Yeah, check out all that other stuff. In fact, you can hear the stuff we do, and then you can hear them do the same stuff about 2 weeks later. It's really unbelievable.
It's like a replay.
Yeah. Maybe you hear my Magic Castle story followed by theirs a week and a half
later.
later.
But this is less funny.
Yeah, it's fine. If you'd like to check around, please do. There's no shortage of choices out there. We'll be here when you get back on KROQ.
KROQ soaks your summer. Apply your SPF 1067 from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and get your pick. A used third season slip and slide we got from a lady on Facebook Marketplace. Or a 4-pack of tickets to Hurricane Harbor, Los Angeles. Dive into a world of excitement with thrilling water rides, slides, and pools. Or bash your kneecaps on your sprinklers and drink from your garden hose. Keep listening to win, courtesy of Hurricane Harbor, Los Angeles. Slip and slide not available.
KROQ at Six Flags.
Warning, the following content may not be appropriate for all audiences. It definitely will not be visually appropriate, so if you are easily disturbed or perhaps you're in the middle of eating breakfast, I would not go to YouTube right now.
I would highly recommend going to YouTube right now.
Not checking out KROQ's live stream there, but you can listen as Allie shares with you some very intimate medical details about her body.
Klein, what is the best female body part of all time? What is the most searched term?
The brain.
No, come on. I know what your answer is. Just say it. Just, guys, stop. Stop pretending you care about our brains and hearts.
Guys, it's the window to the soul.
It's the tetas.
Allie, how dare you?
The boobies. The calcium cannons, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of names for the mammaries.
I think men and women would agree that by far female breasts are one of, if not the greatest thing on the planet.
I mean, even gay guys. They love to look at them, motorboat them, play with them. I love playing with them.
Yep.
It's great.
Play with your own, play with other people's.
Oh, my God. Sharing is caring.
Girls like to touch each other's.
So a doctor said that they would like to take an in-depth look at my breasts, my right one specifically, because of some... What is that sound you're making?
I thought that was in my head.
No, you said that out loud.
Is that the wonky one?
Sorry.
Well, they're both wonky for different reasons. Great question, Jake. But the
Wait,
right
is the
one.
doctor taking a look? Because is there like a freak show aspect to this? Or
Well, there was a phone call made in the room
He's a fan
to
of
another
oddities.
person.
He loves oddities. He's a big.
Come see the freaks.
This is Dr. Death. Hi, Dr. Death here. Welcome to my tent. Let's look at these oddities. Here's Wonky Boobs.
So I said yes, of course, and it's my right one. It's my bigger one. And I said, no problem. They were going to do an ultrasound and take a real 360 view of the inside of my boob to see if everything was okay. And so I went in, and
that's a cool image. I mean, you have
my
that.
God, I've never seen the inside of my boob before.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Such a fan of the outside. I never even thought about the inside.
I know. And so I get there. I've never been to this department, by the way, the breast department.
Whoa.
They have a whole department.
Is there like a wing at the hospital that's labeled the breast department?
Yes, there's a room called the breast department.
I'm going to steal that sign.
And then you walk in, and then they check you in, and then they take you from the regular waiting room to another smaller waiting room, and they say, okay, there's a little dressing room in here. Get undressed from the waist up. And you know how those gowns always open up in the back?
Yes,
They said turn it the other way so that it's open in the front.
Oh, nice.
And then go to the waiting room. I'm like, so I'm just... open.
You're ready to go.
Pretty much, ready to go for anyone to take pictures and looky out in the waiting room. So, can you stop with the sounds?
What sound?
You're making those vocally.
I am?
Yes.
I swear to God, it's in my head every time.
So I go to the waiting room, and I'm not alone. There's a lot of other women in there, mostly older women. Put it this way, nobody was on their phones in the waiting rooms, and everybody was reading the magazines.
Mm-hmm.
So I was, not in my comfort zone. And on the walls are all of these, motivational, hey, survivor, everything's cool. You're going to be great. And, you're a woman warrior and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, man, this is so, this is a very weird experience. So I get brought in. They have me lay down on the table. They say, take your right arm out of the gown and then lay your arm up like Titanic style. Mm-hmm. Like someone's going to take a nice hot picture of you.
That's not... The pose you're doing does not match the words you're saying.
This is Titanic style.
No, you said that's a hot picture.
Yeah,
you think that's a hot picture pose you're doing?
Yes, because you get the silhouette
okay,
of
got
the
it.
breast.
So you're trying to show full everything.
Yeah,
side,
front, everything.
Yep,
and
yep.
they're... Stop it!
That's going on in your head. Now you're thinking that too.
So they start putting splooge all over my boob.
It's definitely not called splooge.
And they have the splooge in the breast department.
Right.
So she starts going over every inch of my boob and showing me the different areas and of all the tissue inside. And then she starts going, and she's just not able to find what she's looking for. And then she goes, hold on a minute, and has to check my chart again and figure out what she's supposed to be looking for, and goes back.
It's on the wrong boob.
This took 10 minutes, to the point, guys, where I think she was indulging a little bit.
Oh, you think she was lingering?
I think she was.
Sure.
I mean, if she was going over the same areas over and over again.
It's so funny you say that, because 626 texted before the story even began. Now what? The X-ray tech touched Allie's boob, and she's going to claim she got hit on, and he really wanted her?
I'm just saying, all the other women were in and out really quickly, and for some reason this took 20 minutes.
Yep.
Then I said, is everything okay? Because it's taken a while. And she goes, yeah, it's fine. I'm just... we're going to go over these results with the doctor now. I'm going to make a phone call. There's a little phone in the room. And I'm like, how serious is this now that you have to make a phone call to the doctor in person? And she goes, okay, yeah, here's what I'm seeing. Okay, I'll tell her, I'll let her know. Hangs up and goes, so the results are inconclusive because we just don't know your breasts well enough yet. And what we need to do is we have to have exams more frequently.
Did you not tell them your boobykins?
So that we can get to know your breasts and know if this is just what they are supposed to look like or if this is some kind of anomaly.
That's interesting. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, so they gave us. So I was able to take a picture.
Hold this picture. Show the people enjoying on YouTube right now. Well,
this is
Allie's,
the medical version of my boob.
Wow, you got good looking. What are those? X-ray
Good shape,
boobies?
right?
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, I think so too. This is again just the right one, and comparatively, I think individually my boobs are really great. Together, they don't make a lot of sense.
No,
it just seems like there's one boob that should be on one person, another boob that should be on another person.
Whenever you see a couple and you go, "How are they together as a couple?" It doesn't make sense to me. That's like It's like Ali's breast. But in this particular picture, the one you're showing right now,
This is my best angle. Who knew?
Who knew your best angle was internal? That is. All right, well, it's good. It's a good story, Ali.
So I think I'm okay, guys,
All right,
if anyone
all right.
was wondering.
It's a minor miracle. Someone said, apply this kill switch we've been talking about to Ali. All right, we can't do that. Klein Alley Show. Let's go ahead and save society with a little round of Don't Be a Dick.
Hey guys, I'm calling about Don't Be a Dick.
Talk about pool people. Hopefully you spend at least some time this summer, if it was not this past weekend, poolside. And I do believe there are different types of dicks at the pool depending on the type of pool you're dealing with. Could be a backyard pool, friend's pool, hotel pool is where I kick things off with my nominee for Don't Be a Dick. We will take your nominees at 800-520-1067. They are all nominees for dickish things people do that we should avoid. We will decide which one is the worst person and vote them out of society. At 800-520-1067. Our favorite nominee, we're going to give you some tickets since you did your part to help save society. You'll get 2-day passes to Belly Laughs Comedy and Food Festival happening at LA Live, July 12th and 13th. Bunch of comedians there, ton of food there as well. You will leave there satiated, laughing, and full of food, which is the most important thing.
And you deserve to be in public because you're self-aware.
Yeah, it's time for Don't Be a Dick. Here we go.
Don't be a dick.
I would like to kick things off with my nominee, and that is the person that you will often encounter at a hotel pool that feels the need to reserve a ridiculous amount of pool chairs, way more than they would even need, because they feel like they are Neil Armstrong landing on the moon, but instead of a flag, they drop a flip-flop on one chair,
Sunglasses,
a book that they've never read on another chair, and next thing you know,
another book they've never read.
Right, they've reserved like 9 chairs, and I spend most of my time, this is why I can't relax, looking at this reserved section of chairs, sometimes...
And it's prime spot, usually.
Prime spot, front row, and I go... Sometimes hours go by. No one's even gone over there at all. And then eventually, if the family does show up, there's like 3 of them, and they've reserved all these chairs.
I know. And then you're like, eventually, is anyone using this? And they're like, oh, yeah, they might be coming later.
They might be coming, and they never come. And it's so infuriating to me.
But you get mad because you can't get up early enough to do the same thing, right?
But yes, but also, I feel like a dick. If I am the guy that, and there have been times occasionally where I'm up and I'm like, you know what? I look out there, I'm like, I should go out there and grab a chair or two.
Yes,
but
you do that.
Even when I do that, I feel like also I'm a dick at that point, because I can tell other people are looking at me going, that guy's not going to read that book.
Yeah, but you got to do what you got to do, man.
Yeah.
I don't think that you should, like, I understand when you're reserving spots for, like, fireworks and stuff like that. You stake out early, you set up your claim, and you walk away. I don't think you should be able to do that for a pool. I don't think you should be able to just take it over and then leave. If you're there, you're there, especially when it's a hotel pool. But
when did that become the rule, by the way? How come you can't just knock off that sandal or whatever it is?
People do that sometimes. I've been in chairs before, and people are like, excuse me, I had these reserved. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Dude, sandal.
There was like a newspaper that was like blown off, like that free like hotel lobby newspaper they give you. It was like blown off on I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, there you go, right over there.
In our case, we have a community pool, and there are people who not necessarily do what you're doing or you're talking about, but they will drag every chair from every other corner of the pool and just put it around one table.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, dude, there's not that many chairs here, and you've taken every single one, and they have to do that.
Yeah, there's nothing that ruins the relaxing vibe of a pool more than the person dragging beach furniture around.
I would also like to nominate, even though I've done it before, Kids in the Hot Tub. Happens every single year. Kids in the Hot Tub.
Kids in the Hot Tub.
Nobody likes Kids in the Hot Tub.
Strong nominee.
This weekend there were kids with water guns in the hot tub. But
by the way, I think the kids they shouldn't. It's like a health hazard. It's way too hot in there for the kids.
Oh, my kid loves it in the hot tub.
No one reads the rules.
Yes, that's all he wants to do is be in the hot tub.
There's like 25 rules on the sign by the hot tub.
Right.
And if you look around the hot tub, every single one of those rules is being violated just by going in there and asking everyone, has anyone here had diarrhea in the last 2 weeks? I mean, if everyone's telling the truth.
Everyone raises their hand.
They should all get out of that hot tub one at a time.
I mean, especially a kid. Every kid has had diarrhea.
800-520-1067 to get your nominees on the air. We will pick our favorite, vote this person out of society once and for all, and reward you by sending you to 2 days of comedy and food at Belly Laughs, happening 12th and 13th, LA Live.
All right, what about 805? My nominee for Don't Be a Dick Pool Edition is the person that only jumps in the pool to pee.
They use that as their bathroom.
Yeah, like, I better cool off really quick, and they just go in for like 1 or 2 minutes and then leave, and you're like, all right, I know what you did.
The pool bathroom is gross. I'm not going to go wait in that line. Armando, you're on KROQ. Good morning at 800-520-1067. What is your nominee for this edition of Don't Be a Dick Pool People?
All right, my nominee is don't be that person that forcibly pushes someone who doesn't want to get into the pool.
I would extend that to anyone. You shouldn't get anybody unintentionally wet if they weren't intending to get wet. Don't do splashing. Don't do pushing.
It's so funny how mad people get when they get.
I get instantly enraged.
Yeah, Allie's one of those people.
Unintentionally wet.
Even like a couple drops of water from a splash because some guy did a cannonball near her. She's like, no, what's the point? Why did I do my hair today?
The kid with the flippers? It makes so much splashing. Why are you flippers?
I don't understand why that's such a big... You're by a pool. Like, the concept that you're going to get wet.
I'm only waist deep.
Yeah, but it's so funny.
My arms are hot.
The amount of anger people have about that. Hey, Don, you're on KROQ. Don't Be a Dick Pool People. Someone's going to win tickets, and we're accepting your open nominees as we try to save society at 800-520-1067. What's up, Don?
Hey, the dork that is using scuba gear with goggles and then that whole thing that sticks out of the water so they can breathe.
That is a great nominee because that person, either gravitate,
either go to Hawaii. What are you doing?
Yeah, either get in the ocean, graduate and go to the ocean with the fish, or either you're a weird pervert or you're making everyone else uncomfortable in here because you are dressed like a scuba diver in a community pool. So what's the deal here?
I have seen adult people with a snorkel and fins.
You got to assume pervert, right? Like, what else is... They're not going to see anything down there. So, other than if they're a pervert and they're looking for, like, cheap thrills underwater.
Yeah, but then sometimes if it's, like, an old guy, I'm like, I don't know. That's just his routine. He just swims laps in the pool with a snorkel, and that's his life.
Maybe they're trying to get certified or something. They gotta... I got to graduate from the Y pool
went
before
4 feet deep. Congrats.
Before I get in the Pacific.
818. I'd like to nominate anybody who eats in the pool. And I would say maybe drinks too. But if you can't drink properly at a pool, I mean,
it's funny how the one thing that separates that from being couth to uncouth is if there is a pool bar situation. If there's a pool bar where you're like sitting kind of in the water, half in the water. I also think in theory that's one of those things that in theory is way better than the reality.
Yeah.
Swimming up to a pool bar and then just sitting there kind of cold and eating like nachos while you're wet. I like everything about it from a distance, but when you're actually doing that,
there's a fine line between really nice environment and really sad. It's a very thin line.
Let's say hi to Ryan on KROQ. It's open nominees now as a brand new season of swimming is underway. Pool season's here. The summer has unofficially begun. What's up, Ryan?
Hi, good morning, you guys.
What's your nominee for Don't Be a Dick Pool People?
Okay. I'm not a baby hater or anything, but, when somebody comes and brings their babies to the public pool...
Anyway, anyone who starts to sense I'm not a baby hater or anything is definite baby hater. But go ahead, Ryan. Continue.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, is that better?
Yeah, you sound great now. Turn us up even louder.
I'm glad we can hear us. Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
I'm going to root for the baby. In the fight between Ryan and the baby, I'm going to root for the baby. Let's say hi to Mike G. What's up, Mike G? You're on KROQ. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How you guys doing today?
Good. What is your nominee? Don't be a dick, pool people.
You know, I love being not harmed by the sun, but God dang it, do I hate spray tan from other people.
Oh, yeah, when you get the other people's spraying, especially in the face or the eyes, because now no one really likes to rub the sunscreen on each other
Everyone
anymore.
has to spray sunscreen because it's easy, but it also, I think, is the worst. Like, you lose, like, you go through that bottle so fast, and like 25% of it gets on your body.
But if you're near anyone, even a few chairs over, and there's even a small breeze, you're getting a
You got
mouthful
your
of
eyes
copper
closed,
tone.
You're like,
I just got SPF for lunch today. 800-520-1067. Don't be a dick, pool people. Josh, you're up. What's up?
What about the guy that insists that everybody showers?
dude, no one does that, right?
It's funny. The shower before the pool thing.
Before the pool is ridiculous.
I understand the theory, though, is that we all have filth and sweat on our bodies, and if we ever, and I don't do it either, so I'm saying I also don't do it.
We all understand the theory.
Yes, the theory is we're gross. We could all get a little less gross, and then when we get in the pool, we've already washed off the first layer of filth from our bodies.
And then there are families that do it before and after.
Yeah, well, they're
well, after I can understand, because all the chemicals and stuff that are in the pool that are meant to kill everything.
Yeah,
it seeps in.
Allie, you're gross, because after I do hop in that water, because I realized I just swam in a bunch of strangers' urine for the last 2 hours.
No. I basically got a free hair wash.
Oh, God, that is disgusting.
909, I would like to nominate my bitch Aunt Priscilla, who wears a full face of makeup in the pool and wades around with a glass drink.
Yeah.
I love that woman.
That's right, Priscilla. We're looking at you.
The person who is at the pool and doesn't want to get wet. See?
That's
Other side
Allie.
of the coin.
That's Allie right there. 800-520-1067. You'll have through the end of this song, which is 2 minutes and 30 seconds, to get us your final nominees. We'll announce who we believe is the worst person, the biggest violator of the pools. Eliminate that person from society together. Give away these tickets at 800-520-1067. Final nominees, and we'll announce who is the dick this week on KROQ. Suggestions coming through on the text line on the phones now in this edition of Don't Be a Dick. Pool people, summer has unofficially begun. Perhaps you were at a pool this weekend, and yes, there is different etiquette for backyard pool friendly pool, inflatable pool, and hotel pool. But I think this nominee that just came through from 714 is one of the greats, and that is when your wife says, heat the pool, let's get in this weekend, and then the weekend has come and gone, and no one actually got on the pool at all. And I'm telling you right now,
have to pay that bill.
As someone who has oftentimes been told you should probably heat the pool, and then for some reason things get in the way and you never go in the pool, and you go, well, I don't know how many hundreds of dollars were just wasted in heating a stupid pool that no one got into. It is so infuriating.
Why don't you just get your family used to
cold
pool water? Why aren't you guys all into cold plunging?
I told my kids, I was in Big Bear Lake. It was 32 degrees or whatever the water was there. You're going to complain because the pool is 75? That's great. You should be lucky. I don't even think I got to go in a pool until I was in my 20s, my entire life. Never experienced a pool.
I didn't go into a heated pool for a long time.
Never.
We had one for when I was older, and it was always freezing. And we just got used to it.
And I had one friend, and I think I only stayed friends with the guy because he had a pool. And I remember every year this pool would be open for like 1 month maybe. And it was like a lot of the year was getting rodents out of the pool. Like, it was like, time to get all the dead squirrels and birds out. It's almost pool season. And then they would finally have it open. It was open for like 1 weekend of the year. And then they'd be like, all right, time to start cleaning it up. We got to drain it and clean it up for the winter. And I was like, what is the point of this?
Oh, my God.
But I remember thinking to myself, man, if you got the invite that 1 week the pool was open.
Sure is nice.
It was the best.
760 wanted to nominate the person that blows their nose in the water.
Oh, God, that person.
That's such a good nominee.
Always snot rockets. And it's almost like they don't care that the pool...
Because it's clear, it blends in. It's just like, yeah, whatever. And they do it sly, too. Like, they'll come up from the water and just be like,
Some of them do it sly. Others don't do it sly at all.
714, the fat guy at the pool who gets in the water but won't take his shirt off. Come on, bro. We can see your boobies anyway.
I think there's almost more of an eye on you when you've got the giant shirt in there. Because everyone's like, I wonder if that's going to be see-through or not.
It's like everything clings. Just take it off.
David on KROQ, your nominee, Don't Be a Dick Pool People, have to make the determination who's going to win these tickets in a moment. What's up? Hi, David. Going once. Yes, that's you.
David, you brought the energy to a screeching halt. Go ahead.
I'm trying to nominate the lifeguard. I'd be blowing their whistle for no reason.
Yeah, the overzealous lifeguard.
Well, if they blow it all the time, it does just become background noise. And if you're blowing the whistle because a kid's running, it's like save your whistle for when it matters. But rarely it matters, right, Allie?
It doesn't matter if a kid's running by the pool.
Let him run. Whatever. It's called Darwinism.
Isn't that like the biggest cause of pool injuries?
I don't know. Michelle?
Michael?
We'll go with Michael. Hi, Michael. You're on KROQ. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. I nominee the person who's reading beside the kids' pool or the family pool and just doesn't want to be disturbed.
Yeah.
And they're all annoyed that there's noise.
It's the worst. I don't know what's worse, when people bring kids to a, quote, adult pool, or when an adult is trying to relax and, like, lounge by a kid's pool that's clearly just going to be super annoying.
Or there's, like, a lady who's trying to swim laps. And you're like, what are you doing? Everyone's got like noodles. Everyone's playing.
Yeah, the laps. Yeah, they're training for the Olympics.
It's not time for you to do laps.
Susie, we'll take two more and then we have to pick a winner. Susie, what's up?
Good morning. I got to nominate the guy that closes purposely the flap door that gives access to the pool while you're carrying 100 things and you have to look for the key now to open.
Yeah, they want to make sure. They don't want any riffraff in there. And clearly you're there. You're heading to the pool. You've got a bunch of pool stuff ready. But they don't want you trailing.
This is my pool.
Right. Yeah, you have to get your own key to prove that you belong here. Will?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
You're up.
Sorry. How about the jerk-off that shows up with a giant Bluetooth speaker and blasts country music for 4 hours?
Oh, that's the worst. But everyone does all country now.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, there is just the music blaster in general, but if it is music you like, they can be a cool vibe. And then if it's not, then it's just terrible.
Allie, there's no shortage of people here on the text line as well, but let's go ahead and pick our favorite. Give away these tickets now. Which nominee do you think we need to get rid of as a society?
Gosh.
Vote this person out.
I mean, I know I'm biased, but the person who pushes people into the pool is the worst to me.
See, I think that's always like a get the party started sort of a thing. If you think about any good scene from any movie, it always ends up with someone who's fully clothed ending up in a pool, and then it becomes a party.
I know, but we're not at a frat party. We're just hanging out by the pool.
But you know what you could be, though? If someone just pushed you... And by the way, let's be honest, guys. Think of, for a second, everyone picture Allie being pushed in the pool right now.
I would hurt myself.
How funny is that?
I would drown.
On so many levels. It's just so funny. I can't even accept that.
I would twist my ankle all weird.
Listen, the biggest dick of all the ones we heard from, I think, on the phones is probably the guy didn't even unfortunately get it out on the air, but he was talking about the parent that lets the kid swim with the full diaper, which is Allie. You did that with your kid, right?
I didn't do that when he had I didn't put him in with a full diaper. One time when he was a baby, he crapped, and then I immediately took him right out of there within 3 seconds.
Vanessa,
as soon as I noticed.
Pick one of these fine people that have called in over the past 20 minutes and give them some tickets so they can enjoy an entire night of laughter and food. We'll hook you up with these tickets all week long. Belly Laughs, the 12th and 13th, LA Live. You'll be eating and laughing all weekend, and we'll make that happen for you again tomorrow, right around this time. Thank you. We'll take a quick break. When we get back, we have, what do we have? Oh, yeah, Jake the Nerd did Molly this weekend. Wait, what? Jake, you did drugs this weekend?
Yeah, man, it's cool.
First time doing Molly?
Yeah, man, drugs are cute.
Was that your first time?
It was.
Wow. And we have audio to prove it.
I love Single Jake.
Man, Single
He's
Jake is so fun. We'll get into that and more after this quick break on KROQ.
Klein Alley Show.
KROQ.
KROQ.
Klein Alley Show.
Ring, make it, ring, girl, make it. Hey, Prime member.
what's going on in the world with a check at your A.D.D news. Then we can kick off an official brand new hour of the show, complete with old people's secrets, help you live forever. Also, we have for you coming up in about an hour, we'll do this, a 4-pack of tickets for you to go to Hurricane Harbor, Los Angeles. Southern California's most thrilling water park is now open select days. Don't be a dick. You've heard what not to do there based on everything we talked about this hour. Get your tickets at sixflags.com/Hurricane Harbor, and we will start that at 9 a.m. this morning, every hour, straight up through 6 p.m. We get you in to cool off all summer long. Right now, though, your news.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for A.D.D News.
Exciting update to the prison escape. 3 more of the escaped inmates in New Orleans were captured over the weekend. 10 of them had escaped on May 16th, so we're closing in on the 2-week mark this week since the jailbreak. They caught 3 right away within the first 24 hours. By the way, after these, I hadn't read this yet, but after these guys broke out, they removed the urinal, they get out. Nobody found them, but the sheriff didn't even know until 8:30 a.m. the next morning.
It's great. It's the best part about it.
It's just like, 8:30 is so late. Anyway, so I haven't had breakfast. What's going on? Oh, no, that happened last night.
How many are
even
going?
noticed.
11. It's so many to
10?
go missing. But once you got a giant hole in the wall, you got to make that decision. I mean, think about the person that saw the hole in the wall and was like, I'm going to go back to my cell. As
seriously.
opposed to the potential
but there was no
freedom.
Sheriff on duty at the time.
Right, I get it. Bunch of cuts everywhere.
I know. So then they kind of slowly started catching more. Now they caught one guy who was hiding out in Baton Rouge, which is not that far from New Orleans, so I guess he didn't get very far. And then 2 other guys were found in Walker County, Texas. So they got farther, and that one ended up being a high-speed chase.
Oh, cool.
So that eventually resulted in them being caught. Now 13 people have been arrested for helping various inmates. And there are 2 left now. 2 left still at large. And the guys who just got arrested, one of them was originally in for 2nd-degree murder. Which even then I'm like, all right, well, second.
What was the other guy? What was the other guy who's on the loose in for? Was it like a funny crime?
No, they're not funny.
Oh.
It's like aggravated assault and attempted murder and
No, these are bad people.
violating parole, weapons charges, stuff like that. Yeah, all really funny stuff.
Yeah, what would you consider a funny crime?
Oh, I don't know. Like, it did like a banana and make someone fall, but then the guy fell downstairs and killed himself. Involuntary. Like,
Oh, okay, that is funny.
You think all 10 of them had some kind of a crime like that?
Oh, maybe.
Banana slips.
Yeah, some of them could have been funny.
Just the banana wing? The whole banana wing got out?
Like prank gone wrong situation, which is funny.
Okay, so apparently you can catch depression. It's something that you can pass to another person according to a new study, which is groundbreaking to say the least. You can pass depression on to your spouse through kissing, according to this study. Depression and anxiety can spread between married couples through shared mouth bacteria. During the study, they found that healthy spouses showed increased mental health symptoms 6 months after just 6 months of marriage. After just 6 months of marriage to a depressed partner. So if your partner's depressed and you're swapping spit, within 6 months, you can catch their depression.
It's funny because I thought the argument used to be that kissing and hugging for, I think, 6 seconds, you got all the dopamine released, and it actually was it would fight off all of those depressive thoughts.
Right.
Yeah, it releases the oxytocin or whatever.
You're supposed to be doing more of that stuff.
Yeah, but then 6 months into the marriage, you hate them.
Right.
Right? And then all that just turns into depressed swapping.
I thought all this hugging and kissing was going to make us happy, but it turns out I just got your depression.
I just didn't know you could pass it on that way. I kind of thought it was more like you're around somebody who is depressed and you start feeling that negativity, you start feeling that depression just by being with the person in the same company, by being around that energy. I didn't know it was actually something you could transmit.
Right. And Allie, you're a survivor, herpes, you're a herpes carrier, right? Or survivor? What is the term you want us
Thank
to
you.
use?
I have a ribbon that I'll put on.
Allie's
I am a herpes survivor.
It's a bumpy ribbon.
It's a very bumpy ribbon.
Allie's a herpes survivor, but that's something that, understandably you caught through sexual contact.
I've never admitted publicly that I 100% have herpes, but if I had gotten it, yes, it was transmitted through sexual acts,
Right.
and you knew that you could catch it, and then the person that, I may have caught it from didn't know that they had it because they were a carrier.
Now that we have this information that you're giving us, this breakthrough, it'd be great to call someone.
Don't say breakthrough.
That you've that you've been with and say, did you know that you can catch depression through making out? And then they're like, I didn't know that. And you're like, well, good news. I don't have depression, but you do have herpes. It's a great way to go ahead and buffer the herpes drop.
By the way, Jake's single, ladies, and he wants to make out with everybody.
Hey,
and Jake, you're depressed, right? You can pass it on. Yeah.
All the time.
And then just a quick update in the Diddy trial. Nothing too horrifying to share with you today. Just an eating habit that he is being roasted for. Did you hear about the fact that Diddy loves applesauce on his burgers?
What?
Applesauce?
Seriously? Of all of the claims in this trial, this one may be the most egregious.
Right?
The most damning.
Everyone, it's like, there's horrifying things that are revealed every single day with this trial.
Not more horrifying than this.
But it was like, everyone is like, he does what? He puts applesauce on his cheeseburgers.
Get him on that electric chair.
And now everybody's like, this man never could have been trusted. Like, if you're hanging out with somebody, especially a big rap mogul, whatever, and you're going out to dinner with him and he says, could I please have a side of applesauce with my burger? You're like, I got to get out of this
Is that
situation.
when the defense has to stand up again and go, by the way, he's not on trial for what he puts on his burger. Let's just remember.
This has nothing to do with racketeering.
Right, we're talking about sex trafficking
It doesn't
here.
matter.
We're not talking about, yes, sure, the man is a freak for putting applesauce on his hamburger, but let's not focus on that. Jesus.
That is a funny crime.
That's a funny crime right there.
There you
That's
go.
what I was talking about. I knew there'd be a good example of a funny crime. Don't do that. I mean, I'm a guy that eats puppy patties that are meant for my dog, and that's less damning than a guy that puts applesauce on his burger.
I don't know, man.
That must have been a mistake that happened, and he wanted to play it cool, so he was like, nah, man, that's what I do.
I meant to do that. I like it.
Right, I always do that. Then he had to stick with it for a while.
And they're like, you do?
Get into a brand new hour of the show after Nirvana. On the world famous KROQ. Good morning.
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
Good morning. Welcome to your shortened week on a Tuesday. Just after 8 o'clock, we have Klein Alley Show on KROQ. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming back for more. Perhaps you're in the middle of the 3-day challenge, figuring out if this is the show for you, or maybe you're just listening to us accidentally in the back of a ride share. Regardless, thanks for hanging out this hour. Lots to get into. We will help you live forever. I believe we have a nun that's 112 that's got the secret. If you'd like to live forever and ever, it's not what you think. Old people always setting us up for either early death or potentially they're giving us the secret to living into your 120s. Because doesn't that sound fun, Allie?
Yeah. A nun that's 112 years old is definitely going to say sex and bacon, right?
Probably a sex and bacon. And speaking of sex, and not necessarily the bacon part, but people suggesting on the text line that we attempt to do our next high-voltage food review of the Diddy applesauce cheeseburger. Will that be the next high-voltage food review on our show? Perhaps.
Is
Great
that
idea.
In poor taste, literally?
I think it will be in bad taste on all. But I think it's, listen, society's talking about it. I think it's our duty to decide maybe he was onto something.
It's our duty to do the Diddy burger.
We got to do it. So look for that to happen later this week on KROQ. We are clearly out of ideas as we head into the summer. This hour on the show, we will also get into your summer bucket list. Omar makes his kids every year come up with a summer bucket list, things that they must accomplish between now and when school starts, which I believe is sometime in early August. So think about that. If you apply that as a child and you get things done, you start feeling accomplished, you get into the new year feeling good about yourself. We are going to do that on the show this hour. If you've got things you'd like to accomplish, we'd love to hear from you. And once you say them out loud, once you write them down, then they become official. You hold yourself accountable. So we will get to that this hour as well. So lots to get into. Oh, by the way, Jake tried Molly over the weekend. We've got audio to prove it. That was unexpected, Jake. That was a unexpected plan for the weekend.
For me, yeah, totally.
Unexpected Molly. That's a weekend.
So you got to hear this audio. It's crazy. So we'll get to all that coming up over the next 60 minutes together right here on the world famous KROQ. feeling when you're at a bar and the lights go on and they say, you got to get the hell out of here because it's closing time? Well, a lot of people, the goal is try to get out of there before that happens. I would think the goal usually, at least when I would go out to, around 2 in the morning, if I can get out of here before 1:50, before that last call, that means I've either succeeded, left with someone to hook up with, or potentially I've given up on the night and I'm going to go get myself some pizza and go home and call it a night.
My wife's goal is to stay till the very last second and become friends with the bartender and keep it going all night long.
No sadder feeling than when you are leaving a bar with full lights on and they are mopping the floor behind you as you walk out the door because they want you out of there so badly so that they can all go home, count their tips, and call it a night.
And my wife does not care.
There's also a nice crowd that usually gathers of all of the last to hang out. They are all hanging out, mingling, loitering, if you will, by the door of the bar because even though they've officially been kicked out of the bar, they are not ready to go home. They're not ready to go home. Their night has potentially only just begun, and that's where Jake shows up, and it's time for a round of closing time.
Thank you for coming, but we are now closed.
That guy.
Hey, we're dead to go home now.
This time, as always, Jake goes up to the crowd outside the bar. Jake, were you drinking in the bar or you just went to the closing time crowd?
No, I had like a couple beers there before it closed.
Yeah, like Jake's one of those guys who'll show up like in the 1 o'clock hour. Be like, I only have 50 minutes.
What's going on, guys?
So anyway, he always approaches people to figure out what their plans are after closing time and then see if he can go ahead and crowbar himself into their plan. So he went up to 2 women.
What's your name?
Desiree.
And what's your name?
Lynette.
What are you guys still doing here? Bar's closed. What are you still doing here?
This was a good night for us to just sing our lungs out to all the millennial songs that we grew up to. The vibes were actually excellent tonight. This is one of my favorite places. I've had my birthday here. I do love this spot. I'm not gonna lie, she did get her heart broken, so like we did come here to like lift her up.
So it's 2 friends, one of them just getting over a breakup, and they said, we're going out, we're drinking and singing. Was it karaoke or was it just singing to the song?
It was karaoke.
It was karaoke. Did you go up and sing, Jake?
I did not.
Okay.
It ran out of time for me.
Oh man.
Does that happen a
And
lot?
Jake keeps checking in with the guy.
What song were you going to sing?
I think I was going to sing Billy Idol, Rebel Yell.
Oh, wow.
He's got a few go-to. What are your go-to karaoke songs? I know you have a few of them.
I also like anything by the Toadies, and Alice in Chains,
real
STP.
Real crowd favorites.
Oh my God.
And now for the 5th time tonight, man in the box. Bring him up here. This is Jake.
And now again, this guy. What's up?
Once again.
No, when you do karaoke, right? You do it like Vanessa. You sing Spice Girls,
Right, or
and you
Omar,
sing it at
the booty song, the ass song.
Baby Got Back.
Baby Got Back. Crowd favorites. Not Jake. He goes deep cuts.
Jesus.
Jake's the guy.
Anything by the what?
Jake's going through. Jake's going through the guys.
Just put on anything by the Toadies. I don't know what that is. Go sit down.
Jake's that guy that goes through the binder of 9,000 songs and goes, it's not in here. The one I want is
literally every song.
Right. These are all of the most popular songs, guaranteed to not make anyone like. These are all songs people know. Jake's mine aren't here again.
No.
The guys. There's 9,000 songs in the binder.
He's probably like, I'll download it and send it to you. Can I email it to you?
Yeah, he's going to put it on YouTube.
I've got the background track. Can you hook up my phone up to your system?
Oh my God.
No, but actually, Goodnight provides a really good space for people to just kind of be themselves for a second. I've gone to other karaoke spots in LA, and it either feels like a competition, or they judge you for the songs that you choose. But
these karaoke.
Oh, that's why Jake came here.
Yeah, no judgment. The other spots would be like, no, dude, we're not doing that again.
So these are all people who have been rejected from other karaoke bars.
That all come to this place
It
where
was
they don't
too
feel
high stakes.
they don't feel judged.
Choose, but here it's like, no, what do you want to sing?
Like,
doesn't matter.
Everything you're into, they're supporting. It's kind of queer. It's kind of like it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a good
You're just
time.
allowed to be yourself.
Yeah.
They should call it queer after you went up and sang the Toadstools, Jake? Or what was it?
Toadies,
Right.
man, they rock,
Man, this bar's really queer.
Look at that guy.
Lesbian just sang with a dog.
Yeah, it wasn't queer a moment ago, but now this lesbian, the tie-dye on the stage with the big rack.
Singing the toadies.
And do whatever you want to do. Everyone's going to be like fucking into it.
Yeah.
So.
They'll show you on.
Yeah.
You know?
What is the meaning of life?
2 a.m. you're asking about the meaning of fucking life?
You really bummed them out, Jake. They were feeling happy. They just went through this whole speech.
The vibes were great.
Vibes were great. Well, Jake tries to hit people with the hard questions. He can try to get the answers to the questions that no one can answer. And who better to ask than people that are drunk outside of a bar after closing time?
What is the meaning of life?
Honestly, to take care of yourself and take care of others around you.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
I have no identity.
I was going to say that, what she said. That's a better answer than my thing, which was tacos. I'll go with that one.
What is the biggest mistake you've ever made?
Oh, my God.
Stopping to talk to you outside of this bar.
I made so many mistakes.
Spending too much time in relationships I should not have been in, especially in my 20s.
Yeah. What are you guys doing after this?
This is where Jake gets uncomfortable. And he says, listen, I don't have any plans. You guys clearly are loitering outside of a bar.
Do you want to get into another relationship you'll regret?
Let's see if we can make something happen.
What are we doing after this?
That was my question.
No, she's asking you, though, because obviously...
Whenever Jake asks this question, you know, these people always try to come up with some sort of plans on the spot. If you remember that time where they go, well, we're going to Karen's house. And he's like, who's Karen? She's like, that one. They both point to each other.
And then they point to each other and run away.
They're like, they all come up with excuses.
No, the other Karen who's not here.
Yeah.
Especially at the beginning of the conversation when they talk about how they have no plans.
Right.
And then at the end of it,
right, when Jake's like,
suddenly they have plans.
What are we doing now? And then they have plans.
You know, because obviously...
She's like, what are we doing?
She said literally,
no, I said, I looked at you dead in the eye. I looked at each other. What are we doing after this?
Well, can I come with you?
Oh, okay. Well, it's going to involve your dog.
Well, obviously, I'm going to leave her here.
I mean, like, yeah.
Wait a minute. Jake, would this be the first successful time that people actually took you up on the idea to hang out with them after closing time?
Totally.
Really? And you think they were being genuine, or they? Because that was kind of
Well, one of them said but
like you come over. It's kind of want to go to your place.
So now this one sounds drunk and she's making bad choices.
Your
place. That place is cool too.
Not me being like, we're getting tacos. What do you mean?
I don't want to eat tacos.
Okay,
you remotely hungry right now.
Wait, would you guys be interested in coming to my place?
Now Jake is jumping in.
Wait a minute, you haven't run away yet. Do you want to come to my place?
This is the longest this conversation's ever lasted.
He sounds so shocked.
I don't know. Your dog is nice, but you might kill me. I don't know you.
I would love to keep hanging out. Low key.
So one of them said, low key, I would love to keep hanging out. The other one seemed like she had no interest in Jake. And Jake, this moved over to the shack?
It did. We went to the Jake Shack.
No way.
You brought them both back?
No, just one.
Oh, the other one said, no, I'd rather get murdered somewhere else.
Yeah.
And
there's no room for 3 people at the shack, though, right?
Right. It was a one in, one out policy. Like
we are at capacity.
Yeah, capacity is me and dog.
So, and then Jake takes this woman back to the Jake Shack, and this is some of that, Allie.
Yeah, I know I have Molly in my purse. And
she realizes when she gets to the Jake Shack, she has Molly in her purse.
Cool.
This night.
Is this a great night for you, Jake?
Jake, this is
awesome.
2:30 a.m. now. I mean, what? 2:30. And
she's like, now's the time to do Molly.
I want everyone to do Molly right now. I was like, I want everyone to do Molly. I'm tired, and so I was like, hey guys, so funny. I just thought about this.
She sounds like she's a real rambler. This one. Huh?
It was a good time.
She just wanted another place to talk.
Allie, I'm going to tell you right now, if I don't stop this audio, you will not hear anyone else say a word for the next 2 minutes. She is just talking.
Well,
non-stop.
she's drunk.
Non-stop.
Really, I was like, I knew it was in my purse the whole time. But I was like, hey, I just thought about this. I have Molly in my purse. And everyone was like, oh, wow. And I was like, yeah, they all want to do it. So then everyone was like, yeah, we want to do it. And then I was like, okay, great. And then I think they thought I had pills.
Jake has walked away by this
Jake
point.
is
He's not even in the room.
Not even. You don't even hear a pleasant like, Yeah, there's no even yeses. She's just still going.
I didn't need anything. I had just a bag full of Molly. And I was like, yeah, no, everyone's going to have to like lick their fingers and dip in the bag, which they didn't like. And then I was like, just do it. Just like you're gonna have to get that done. I know.
What's that taste like?
Sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Jake, did you think you were going to get laid?
No, I wasn't thinking I was going to get laid. No, she's a lesbian.
Oh.
Oh.
Maybe she thought she was going to get laid.
With a lesbian.
She thought you were a woman. Maybe. How disappointing is that?
Yeah. I went to this really hot bearded lesbian's house.
Lick your finger and dip in.
That's what I say.
Just do it.
That's the number one lesbian move right there.
That's my catchphrase.
That's what I
Lick your finger and dip in, baby.
Because I was like, I don't have the measurements. And then, so she did her thing. She brought it back, and I was like, I'm not going to the bathroom. I'm just going to open up right here. Like, I don't give a No one knows what the I'm doing. It's my purse.
And then after she goes in this long, rambling story, you try Molly for the first time ever?
Yeah, she gave me the bag, and I dipped my finger in it, and, did Molly, and it tasted terrible.
Is that how Molly works?
Not really.
I thought you popped...
Why is it in powder? It's usually in a pill form.
Yeah, she just had it in a bag.
Yeah, it's not like Fun Dip.
She had it like Fun Dip.
Apparently it all broke apart in her lesbian purse.
And then how long does it take to kick in? How long does it last?
Probably about 20 minutes. I would say, lick your pinky.
That's also wrong.
20 minutes is not.
I don't think you did Molly, dude. I don't know what you did, but it wasn't Molly.
I know. We ended up kissing, so I think it was Molly.
Whoa!
Really?
And just really get in there. You're like, you let your pinky really coat.
That's what Allie says, too. She loves.
She is speaking my language.
Like, don't be shy about it. And it's fun as It's so fun. So actually the great thing about Molly and real Molly, so this is like actual Molly.
Uh-huh.
So it really only lasts like an hour and a half.
It's an important public service announcement.
True, Jake? Did it last? How long did it last?
I didn't really feel much. I was already pretty tanked, so anything that added to my high, I didn't really feel much. All it did was give me different sparklies when I closed my eyes.
It's like incredibly euphoric feeling. I'm gonna say one more dab.
It does taste like
It does. It tastes like Do like one more little dab of that.
Oh my God, it tastes terrible. Jesus Christ.
Jake did Metamucil.
Now that we both have great breath, let's make out.
Do a little bit more.
Who made that noise, Jake? Her or you?
Me.
Oh, okay, making sure. So Jake did drugs.
I did drugs.
Cool.
And you made out with a lesbian.
Yep.
That's good.
What
That's a
story.
great weekend.
This is the best closing time you've ever brought. I mean, for you at least.
You closed, finally.
Yeah, man.
Success. So now we can kill this bit.
Please.
Great.
All week, KROQ soaks your summer. Apply your SPF 1067 from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and get your pick. A used third season slip and slide we got from a lady on Facebook Marketplace. Or a 4-pack of tickets to Hurricane Harbor, Los Angeles. Dive into a world of excitement with thrilling water rides, slides, and pools. Or bash your kneecaps on your sprinklers and drink from your garden hose. Keep listening to win, courtesy of Hurricane Harbor, Los Angeles. Slip and slide not available.
KROQ.
Need an accident.
KROQ, we are Klein Alley Show. And if you think about UCLA, it's a fine institution, unless, of course, you're a fan of USC, in which case you hate UCLA. Regardless, very difficult to get into. Most people, I think, get rejected. I think you have to have pretty good grades, pretty good test scores, and that's just to be a student there. So imagine the teachers there would be held to an even higher standard.
Absolutely.
We were all equally shocked and surprised when Postmaster Johnny told us that he was
he casually was like, I have to go speak at UCLA later. And we were like, what?
I was convinced he was trying to spell something that was not UCLA, the college. Like, I thought he was going somewhere else completely, and he was trying to spell it. And then I thought maybe he's talking about something near UCLA, because I know he likes to go to the bars by there, because he says they got the good, the better baddies are by the UCLA bars.
I thought he was going to meet a girl at UCLA and talk to her, and that's what he meant by speak at UCLA.
Right, but Johnny, correct me if I'm wrong, you were brought in front of an entire class of people?
Sir, yes, sir.
And you claim... We asked you a little bit about this on the bonus podcast yesterday, that you were speaking to a room full of marine biologists.
One of them was a marine biologist. The other ones were all comms majors.
Comms majors?
Communications. I know It's been a minute since you guys have been in college, but comms is communications.
Right. And you went there for what reason?
I thought I was just going to be arm candy, kind of, but then I ended up talking for a whole hour in front of the whole class.
You think the teachers and guest speakers bring arm candy?
They would have brought me just to be like, hey, this is another kid that's like somewhat of a college age. Like, he's probably going to come along for that.
Right. All right, why don't you, I'm going to play some of the audio. Johnny, I may need Johnny to come in the studio to defend himself for this because this audio is crazy. And at some point, apparently, he badmouthed it. Johnny, you understand? I haven't heard this audio yet completely. I know Omar heard some of it and Allie did, but you kind of badmouth us to the room full of students. You
go
know
ahead,
that.
play it. Let's hear it.
Well, you said it.
I know, but I don't remember what I said. But go ahead.
Did you prepare your speech at all?
No, not at all. I thought about it while we ate dinner beforehand, but that was it.
This is Johnny speaking to a class full of 100 students at UCLA.
So, just as Jennifer said, attention span is really, really, really short, especially nowadays. We grew up on, a lot of us grew up in the genesis of social media. And I had to kind of teach my coworkers the importance of that.
You had to teach us the importance of social media?
Yeah, I had to tell you guys. Remember, like, everybody's attention span is super, super short.
Yeah, you have to teach us about the genesis
of social media. No, I grew up in the genesis of social media. You guys kind of were there.
I grew up in the genesis of Sega Genesis.
Oh, yeah.
That's the genesis.
Genesis does. Immediately, the first video, first 3 seconds, I say, don't say my name, don't say what show I'm on. It has nothing to do with radio. Holding up a box of cereal and the thing about sneaking cereal into the theaters.
Oh, my God.
I felt like a superhero when I said that, too.
Johnny, you're talking about your dumb bit you do?
Sneaking cereal into the theaters. I rest my case.
So wait, you're talking to a room full of kids that obviously know, they don't need you to explain, because they're looking at you like you're some old out-of-touch loser, too.
Well, no, they're actually kids older than me in that class, but that was like...
You're also saying, you're all just spitting out things that are common knowledge nowadays.
Right. Show no attention span anymore. We get it. No one has an attention span.
That goes without saying. But also, too...
Right. But you did say.
Did you pick that up at UCLA yesterday?
That was like one of the big talking points that Jennifer wanted to bring up when she brought me. She wanted to bring up me riding the first time on the airplane, me sneaking chicken in my pants, and then just my experience.
Listen to Johnny. He speaks about his idea of sneaking chicken in his pants.
Play it.
He speaks
like
about
he's about to win a Nobel Prize.
Yeah, like
I did.
Right. Imagine a teacher that actually helped come up with some medical device that cured something.
Yes.
Johnny is speaking about his bringing food in his pants in the movie theater. Listen to this. I mean,
sneaking cereal into the theaters. What if we did chicken? Me and Klein are big Costco guys. Okay. I was like, we'll get a rotisserie chicken. Go, first video, literally. Sneaking rotisserie chicken into the theaters.
Already messed up the name there. You called it you had it rotisserie, and then you changed it back to rotisserie, you idiot.
That's how I said it in the video.
I know. So he goes.
I said it in the video.
Then we're spitballing. We go, cereal. What can we do next? Rotisserie chicken. We like Costco.
Literally the next day, 130 views. I wake up to 130,000 views. Boom. Okay, it looks like he does it a lot. Oh, they're actually a radio show.
So now he's talking about bringing it back to the show.
Right, so you're saying that you had a genius hit you, bring chicken in your pants into a movie theater. You explained to the kids.
And now it's helping us.
And is anyone watching you as you're doing these?
Dude, they are feverishly taking down notes.
They're taking notes?
Right. Yes.
They are?
Yes, notepads.
Holy crap.
How to transfer from UCLA.
Yes.
They're all filling out applications for other colleges. USC, transfer portal.
Any other school.
Marco on KROQ, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Hey, no, that was completely genius of UCLA bringing in Postmaster Johnny. You know how, like, when you have little kids, my theory is when you have little kids, so they're misbehaving, so you take them to, like, the county jail and tell them, hey, if you keep misbehaving,
they're going to scared straight them.
Yeah, scared straight. Yeah.
They basically brought Johnny in.
Genius of UCLA.
Yeah, they're very smart, right? They said, bring in this.
Drop out, this could be you.
As soon as Johnny left, they're like, so that's what happens when you don't go to UCLA. That's a smart school right
great.
there. All right, here's the speech continues.
What's radio? Who's Klein and Allie? It was the stepping stones that took its way to get there.
Beautifully said. It was the stepping stones that took its way to get there.
Oh, that's because I talked about stepping stones that took its way to get there. Yep, that's a Johnnyism right there. We had to start out sneaking pie. Then we had to do churro videos.
Mm-hmm.
We had
we didn't have to.
Yeah, we did. We had to. You guys wanted it.
I love that this was all a strategic plan.
Yeah.
Yep.
So hold on. The plan was.
I like how Johnny's kind of like putting us in a position where we're forcing him to do all this stuff.
Right. These are all the things you wanted to do. In fact, we told you not to do all these things.
That's why I mentioned that in the speech too. We had to start out sneaking pie.
We had to.
Yep. We had to.
We had to start small with pie.
We had to start with pie. We had.
Then we had to do churro videos.
Had to do them.
Which we asked you to do consistently, and you did like 2 and then stopped.
Yeah.
Did you tell them that in class?
No, because I told him I was setting it up to talk about fellatio salad and how that was the end
big
game.
cliche.
Yeah, and these were all steps to get to that.
We started with pie. We ended at fellatio salad.
Yep.
Meeting adjourned.
Wow. What are we doing here, guys? Seriously.
You guys got a lot to say.
Yeah.
My job is just to get the eyes, give her an alley-oop so that her and her sales associates could close down and just slam dunk that.
What?
Good analogy. That is so good.
He's the guy providing the alley-oops.
Yes.
Your job is to give an alley-oop so that sales can then slam dunk that.
Dude, I'm Austin Reeves throwing up an alley-oop to Anthony Davis or LeBron James, and the sales team just slam dunks it. And
so that is kind of
the dumbest thing we've ever heard.
Why? We're all doomed.
That is a scary look at the future. Anyway, stay in school, kids. This has been
an example of how we use talent in radio. Everything Johnny just spoke about.
Oh, boy. We are doomed.
I know what they want to see. They want to see us do that like Kendrick Lamar thing was like bing, boom, bam, boom, bam, bing, bang.
That's what they want to see, kids.
That's what people want.
If any educators are listening and would like Johnny to speak at your institution, be it an elementary school, an obedience school, another college, please call. Johnny is available to speak to any classes effective immediately. He's got a whole... who knew he had such a patter down?
All the kids are writing down bing, bong, boom.
Can you say that bing, bong, boom thing again? I'm sorry.
Write that on the whiteboard, please.
I got bong,
bing, boom, bam, boom, bam, bing, bang.
How do we spell that, Johnny?
Bing that they really understand. It's our bread and butter. It's all we got.
All we got. That's all we got, guys. That's it. It's our bread and butter. That's all we got.
I forgot what we were talking about right there, but yeah.
We're
very simple.
Klein Alley Show.
And they were mean.
Mornings on KROQ.
And also joyful.
Klein Alley Show.
Fun to listen to.
KROQ. KROQ.
Experiencing the same things that everybody else is. Whether it's wildfires, elections, homeless, Allie's son gets sick a lot or gets hurt a lot. So
are you just riffing right now?
The
whole thing is a riff. You're not supposed to stand up there with a piece of paper. I'm going to look so unprofessional.
Homeless. Allie's kid gets sick a lot.
But yeah, it doesn't seem like you're staying on the topic.
Yeah, what is the point you're
what
making
direction
here?
are you going?
Didn't the first thing you said?
Are you throwing darts at something?
No, that was talking about like relating and connecting with the community, and I was like, we're like the average Joe. Allie's a mom that has a kid that gets sick and hurt too.
Oh, that's
like,
okay, yeah. Got it.
Didn't you start this whole thing by saying people have a short attention span?
You know what's crazy?
I think we got a bing, bong, boom.
I have thrown a little spice. I sympathize with Allie's long questions because when I get in front of when I'm standing up there, I'm like, I just want to keep talking.
And then you're like, what am I saying? I don't even know.
There was one time I did that.
Anyway, a lot of, the text line is overflowed with comments about this. Johnny, of course, speaking at UCLA. This is just some of it.
Allie's son gets sick a lot or gets hurt a lot. So does the mom in Santa Clarita. A great question. Thank you.
You chopped that up. You chopped that up.
Who asked that question? What was the question?
This other girl named Allie that was wearing a hoodie that said orgy. She had asked the question.
What was the question?
I honestly don't remember, but
great.
But great question.
All right, here we go.
Johnny, I'd love to know, do you feel safe at these events with the general public?
Do you feel safe? That's an interesting question.
So this woman, was one because she wanted to do public events with her
Brazzers.
With Brazzers, and she was like, "Hey, do you guys feel safe at your events? And what do you do to feel safe at events?"
Hold on, they had someone from Brazzers speaking?
Yeah,
man, I should have gone to that.
Totally, another great insight, and this does happen.
Another great insight.
Jesus Christ, John.
So as a guy, I don't really feel threatened when I meet listeners. Some people are sketchier than others. I'm not gonna lie. Some of them have way more crazier piercings. Some of them have crazy colored hair, and some of them just look like living in a trailer off of Hacienda.
Don't you live? Did you? Hold on, Johnny. Don't you live in a trailer?
Yeah,
Isn't your hair colored?
Yeah, but my hair's just a natural color, not like purple.
Described yourself.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So I had rights.
This is why I don't like. The difference between Johnny in his 20s and someone in their 70s was like the weird kids with the purple hair.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, Karina, you're on KROQ. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, what can we do for you?
So I'm a special education teacher, and I think Johnny would be great in my classroom.
I agree. Hold on one second.
Bing bong, bing bong.
Yeah, John.
That's not teaching. That's just being.
Yeah, John.
Hey, you got a rhythm with the tism.
KROQ, we are Klein Alley Show. Internet design, 2 reasons and 2 reasons only. Clickbait, masturbate. We can only do one of them on the radio. We've tried both, but we're only going to do one of them, and that is clickbait. So here we go as we solve the Internet's biggest riddles again right now for you and yours. Clickbait. Clickbait. All right, let's start with this one. The fascinating rant of clickbait this week. We always learn things that we thought we should know or thought we did know.
Or it's not what we thought.
Not at all. That's what they always say. You won't believe what thing you're eating every day that's probably going to kill you, and it's not what you think. And I'm like, I hope it's not this pizza bagel, because I'm going to eat it anyway. Mm-hmm. So here we go. Let's start with this. This food that you are eating before bed is probably causing you to have nightmares. It's a food that you are eating before bed. If you're wondering why you're having bad dreams, it's not because you're stressed out at work. It's not because of all of the stuff going on in the world. It's because you're eating a certain food before bed. And if you avoid this food before bed, you will probably not have nightmares.
Molly.
Great guess. Jake had a ton of it.
I slept like a baby.
Jake said he slept great after it. What is the thing that you should not eat before bed?
So I think it's actually chocolate, because I think the sugar or something can kind of activate things in your brain, and then you're kind of hyped up as you're going to bed. So I would imagine that continues into your dreams.
All right, Allie's guess is chocolate. Avoid chocolate before bed or you will have terrible dreams. Jake the nerd, you got a guess?
Yeah, I always heard that eating dairy right before bed will give you like wild dreams. So I'm going to say dairy.
Really?
All dairy.
You heard that?
Yeah, I heard that, read that somewhere forever ago.
Omar, what is the thing you should not eat before bed or you will have terrible nightmares?
I've had this happen, and it happens on the regular whenever I have a late night snack, and that snack is pizza.
Oh.
Specifically pizza.
That's dairy.
Yep, pizza.
That's your late night snack, Omar?
Yeah, the kids never finish a full night a pizza because I always have pizza, leftover pizza in the fridge.
Scraps. You can't waste that. It's perfectly good food right there.
Yep.
Well, turns out apparently people knew about this. Even though alcohol is a major sleep disruptor.
Oh my
They
God,
claim it suppresses your REM sleep early on, triggers the REM rebound, leading to vivid, intense dreams. So you could feel like you are drowning in the ocean, but
you're really just drowning in your alcoholism.
You're just drowning in your substance abuse problems. The whole concept of eating cheese, apparently that is out there. The myth of eating cheese before bed will lead to crazy dreams, but they say that there's no science behind that. So the alcohol is what is giving you the crazier dreams. You can eat all the cheese.
So it's the alcohol first and then the cheese you're eating because of the alcohol?
Probably.
Wow.
See how many string cheese I can fit in my mouth at once now that I'm nice and hammered.
Man, cheese is such a great little snack, though.
Such a great snack. But
yummy.
they said only. All right, moving on. It's clickbait. KROQ.
You're right.
Klein Alley
This is
Show.
wild
stuff. Don't eat all the cheese you want before bed. According to a new survey, this is the surprising thing that most employees are doing when they go on business trips that they do not tell their boss about. But most employees are doing it. It's now over 50% of employees have admitted to doing this on business trips, and they do not tell their boss. What is it?
I think they're going on full-on family vacations.
So they're just deciding to use the hotel room they're getting from the company and their one ticket, and then they're bringing the whole family along as well.
Yeah, and then let's go out to dinner in the hotel, restaurant. We'll just put it all in the company account.
All right, that's what turning a work trip into an entire family vacation. That's excessive. I would think that they would crack down on that pretty quickly. Omar, what's your guess?
Yeah, I'm going to guess that they are expensing things that shouldn't be expended. Expended?
Nope.
Is that the right word?
Nope.
Keep trying.
Whatever. And they're faking documents, and they're getting the company to pay for things that they don't need for work, and they take it home and for personal use.
According to the new survey, a surprising thing most employees would never admit to their boss they're doing on work trips. Jake?
I'm just going to say drugs.
Drugs. It's a work trip, but I'm going to do drugs because it's a trip. Most employees claim that they now invite family or friends to join them on the trips, never letting their boss know, and sometimes not posting about it at all on social media because they don't want their bosses to find out.
It's a great idea.
But they've got the room covered, so they decide how can we go ahead and.
What does it matter?
My kids have always said they wanted to go to Boise, to a Sheridan in Boise.
To a convention.
That's what they always said. I know you want a Disney, kids.
You want a fancy lanyard?
But we're going to go to a salesperson convention in the flyover state. Happy summer.
Yay.
All right, finally, we'll end it with this one.
Bait.
All right. Here's what your body will do something when you know you're about to be broken up with. And now there is research to back up what your body does when you know a breakup is about to happen. According to a health expert, what is the thing that your body will do when you can sense the breakup is imminent?
Well, I would imagine your whole body tenses up because it knows something's coming. So I'm going to guess ass clenching and/or constipation.
Allie says ass clenching, which I think in the gay community means your relationship's about to get good.
Oh, yeah.
Omar, what is your body will do something, even if it's subconscious, when you can sense a breakup is imminent?
I think I'm going to go opposite, Allie. You don't get constipated. You actually get some diarrhea.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nervous stomach.
Breakup
you get
diarrhea.
Nervous poops.
All right, Jake Z-Nerd.
Which sucks because that'll contribute to them wanting to break up with you.
Yeah, no kidding.
Jake, you've been broken up with a lot, so what is the answer?
I think you start to get depressed, so you get to start to eat less to get back down to a fighting weight, and so you can find a new, girlfriend, boyfriend.
No, you unexpectedly just start eating less. Your body's preparing for being single again.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow.
No one's right here, but apparently you are constantly tired because of the anxiety and your cortisol levels, because of the stress that you can sense is lingering. It affects your sleep, but more importantly, as you know, when you're super stressed all the time, it makes you tired because you're constantly burning through your, whatever the stress. Being stressed is exhausting.
God, so everyone in every relationship seems like they're about to be broken up.
Apparently, we're all about to be broken up with.
So tired.
Because everyone's running tired. I think I'm tired because of all that cheese I'm eating before bed. That's my problem. All right, there you go. The internet riddles have been solved for at least another week. Vanessa says there's an angry person on the phone that has a complaint for us. So we'll figure out what we did wrong next on KROQ. KROQ, we are Klein Alley Show. Vanessa, keep the angry person on the phone. We'll get to her eventually. We got other people. There's a long line.
Angry
of
people love to wait.
Yeah, but just keep the angry person holding. We'll get to the complaint, whatever it is about, in a moment. But first, Jesse, you're on KROQ. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's going on?
Oh, you know what? I got broken up with last night.
Oh no! Were you expecting it?
I'm accepting it now. I mean, he's half my age, so I kind of expected it.
You did expect it, but did your body go through the what we learned about a moment ago in Clickbait? Did your body start feeling really exhausted and tired because you knew a breakup was imminent, or was it
It actually did, and I kind of got tense and really constipated a little bit. Your body tenses up. You just know. it's going to happen.
And you said this person was half your age? What's the age difference?
Yeah, I am 43 and he's 24.
Wow. How'd you guys meet?
He worked across the street from my grocery store at a liquor store.
Nice.
And were you do you feel like you were in love with this person, and how did he break up with you? Did he ghost you?
In love. No way.
It's funny you ask that, because he's told me, he's like, I'm not in love with you. And I was like, I never said I was in love with you. I wasn't even in love with my husband. I was having a good time.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you married still? Was this a side thing or no?
No, I'm not married anymore.
No.
But, I was having fun with him, and he just kind of like, well, I have to be in love with someone to do these kind of things with, so, like a little princess.
Mm-hmm. But you did have full sex and everything, right?
Oh, it's a whole 9, yeah.
Yeah, good for you.
And he's in a different country, too, from Mongolia. So.
Jake is asking if you'd like to come to the Jake Shack.
Yes, I would actually.
Hold on.
Applications
Jake, hold on.
He is taking all submissions for rebound sex.
Yeah, Vanessa sent us something over the weekend. It was a DM. What was that, Vanessa? You sent us that some woman reached out about.
Look back one sec.
She reached out about Jake specifically, a listener to the show.
What?
Yeah, that said Jake is.
Yeah, we deleted
it. Jake lost a lot of weight and is looking really good, and please connect me with him.
Yeah, please connect me with Jake. We're like.
You know what? I think it was that girl who also was getting on Lasara.
Yeah.
Lasara.com.
She started her weight loss journey as well. Apparently, it was just a paid product placement.
So many DMs just for that reason.
No, she said that she tried it and she's lost a significant amount of weight, and she feels really like this new sense of confidence, and she wants to date Jake.
Now she's in your league, Jake. What do you think about that?
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but we deleted.
That doesn't sound as amazing.
Yeah, that's right.
Klein, Alley, Show. KROQ. KROQ.
$5,000.
Hold on, are you inviting Johnny to speak or to join the class?
Maybe both.
Okay. All right, hold on. Get her information. I love it. Once again,
keep going. Let's get it going. So, as professionals, we try to really identify, okay, let's not judge a book by its cover.
Oh, my God. Johnny is...
Did you call yourself a professional?
Yeah, I was laughing and I was sneering to Jennifer. I was like, oh, my God, I said professional.
As a professional.
That's so funny.
As a professional, insert cliche here.
Yeah. Professionals, we try to really identify, okay, let's not judge a book by its cover, but at the same time, our guards are up. So there's been a time or two where we're in a big parking structure right off Hollywood, and I was like, Allie, let me walk you to your car real quick. Like, let me go with you, right? Like, I think of Allie and Vanessa as kind of like older sister and another older sister.
Thanks so much, Johnny. Love that.
You could have just said older sisters.
An older sister and another older sister.
I almost thought mom. I was like, am I going to say mom?
I was like, is he going to say mom? But then you just graced me with another even older sister.
What a terrible question. Older and an older grosser sister.
You need to be the dumbest person in every room you walk in.
Are you looking in the mirror when you say this?
Yes, dude.
This is his parting advice for the class. This is his big speech
at the end. This is the big speech at the end. Maybe some Braveheart music, Omar, anything inspirational as we listen to Johnny's words of wisdom for the future. He's speaking to a class at UCLA. This is not a joke. I'm not sure how this got accepted. I think that whole school... That is the appropriate music. All right, here we go.
You need to be the dumbest person in every room you walk in, especially in this industry. That's what I've learned. You need to be the person that knows the least. I don't know anything. I don't. You need to be very dumb. That's the beauty in learning and the beauty of just being young, too. Not knowing. Nobody knows. What I've learned so far, nobody has any idea what they're doing.
You mean you're taking it all in?
Take everything.
Wait. She's like, how do I translate what he's saying?
Play it back.
Because he's saying, be dumb. Don't
You need
learn.
to be a sponge. And another thing you really need to do is fail.
Yep.
Fail. Write down, you must fail. Because you must fail. You can only fail about so many times.
You've already hit your limit, pal.
Before you hit a success. I did. That chicken video just didn't happen overnight.
Yes, it did.
That's true, bro. I ate with that, bro. That was so hard, bro.
You too can put chicken down your pants, but you have to fail.
Yes.
I did. That chicken video just didn't happen overnight. It's just what comes to you when you're the dumbest in the room, and you soak up what everybody wants to teach you.
Yep.
These guys that failed a lot, they worked in way more than I could count different markets all across America before they landed here. Don't ever be the smartest, because if you're ever the smartest in the room, you're in the wrong room. You need to be the dumbest.
I was going to say, for Felicio Salad, we can definitely collab with some porn stars.
Yes. I mean, that was,
there we go. That's Johnny.
Dude,
what
yes.
What a fascinating look into the teachings. Everyone just got a free college course at UCLA.
Yes. You know what's crazy? Somebody paid $6,000 worth of quarterly tuition to hear me talk in their class.
To hear you say, don't learn anything, just fail.
Yes, that's so dumb.
Beautifully said.
I want my money back.
Oh, man. More food has just arrived here. You guys are the worst.
Oh, yay!
Vanessa, what's she mad about? Hold on, we'll pick her up in a sec. What's she mad about?
The Molly conversation we had.
Well, with Jake and his date?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on one second. Put her on hold. So we get complaints from time to time. We have to deal with these live. We don't have a department that handles that, so we've got to create departments here at KROQ.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Let me see if I can. Hey, good morning, KROQ.
Hi. I was just listening to KROQ right now, and they were talking about how one of them went on a date, and she gave him Molly, and it was a fantastic drug, and he had a great time, and it was a great date, and I had my kids in the car, and I had to change it real quick. He's going to junior high, and he just heard taking Molly drugs is a great time, and it gives you a great feeling, and he had a great date because of it, and they started kissing after they took Molly because it made him feel good. So I don't appreciate on the radio saying how taking drugs is cool and it gives you a good feeling.
Is this a complaint call?
Yes.
Oh, I got to transfer you to that department. I don't handle complaints. Hold on one second, okay? I'm sorry. Hold on.
Hello, KROQ Compliments Line. May I help you?
Okay, you're the third person I've spoken to, and you just said compliments line, but where are the complaint line?
Oh, okay, so this is not a compliment, it's a complaint?
I was listening to KROQ right now. I always do. I take my kids to school in the morning, and they're having a discussion about going on a date with a girl. She's lesbian, and she had Molly. So
you're complaining about lesbians. I'm sorry, that's a different line. Please hold.
KROQ, this is the compliance line. What's your issue?
She's passing me back and forth. Now I'm talking to you again.
I've never spoken to you. I just started here about 3 minutes ago.
Oh, I'm talking. I have a complaint.
Oh, complaint. Got it. Hold on one second.
Hey, complaints.
Hi. You're the fifth person I've spoken to, but I was listening to KROQ this morning and I have a complaint. Are you the individual to speak to?
Are you complaining about the complaint line, or do you have a complaint?
I have a complaint of what I heard on KROQ this morning.
Go ahead.
They were talking about going on a date, and the date gave one of the hosts Molly, and it was a great drug.
And who? I'm sorry, who's Molly? I'm Molly. Can you spell that for me?
Molly. Molly is a drug.
Oh, it's a hell of a drug. Have you ever had it?
My kids were in the car. It's not funny. Said it's a great drug. He
all right,
felt
ma'am,
great.
I'm going to need you to
kissing.
calm down with your language.
You're taking us... okay, you know what? Please take this complaint down. We have kids in the car.
You know what?
They
Not
need
only
to
will I
understand-
take this down, I'm actually going to pass it to my supervisor. Please hold.
Supervisor.
And what's your name?
Supervisor Steve.
Okay, I'm going to post this on social, Supervisor Steve, because I'm getting f***ed around and getting passed around. So you guys either, or I'm going to blast you on social media. So you guys are f***ing me around, passing me to each other.
I don't know what you're referring to. This is the first time I've heard about this.
No, you said you got on. So what's your name?
Supervisor Steve.
Okay.
Is there a complaint? Someone says here, passed along a note that you have an issue with a girl named Molly, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Is it a girl? Molly can be a girl. They were talking about drugs this morning on live radio.
No.
They were talking about Molly. Taking Molly is a fantastic drug. Don't do it. I'm going to post you guys on social if you guys keep f***ing around with me and passing me to each other.
Let me put you through to our social media department. They can help you with that post. Hold on, please.
Hey, girls, social media, what's up?
Don't post on live radio that taking drugs is cool.
Okay, well, if you post, just make sure to tag us at KROQ and Klein Alley Show, okay? Okay? Molly?
I think we've gained another listener, right?
And a follower.
Superstars.
By the way, follow us.
562 said she's being passed around like Molly. Man, that's a good drug. All right, well, there you have it. Just another fun, exciting day here at the world-famous KROQ. We have to push your news till next hour, but I think worth it, right?
Oh, yeah.
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
Oh, wow. What a dramatic filled end to that hour. Welcome to 9 o'clock, just after 9 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. Short week ahead. I think we have something to give you, but first let me say hi. There's a lot of people on the phone for a variety of reasons. Eric, good morning. You're on KROQ. Hi, what's up?
Man, that was the greatest bit ever, dude. You may have lost one listener, but I just told like 3 of my friends, you got to listen to this.
No, I appreciate you.
So we got 3 more almost listeners.
We got 3 more almost listeners. But thank you, Eric, for spreading the word and help us to grow the show. It means a lot to us, man. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
So
thank you.
Funny how people on the text line think that was like a scripted, like, no.
No, that was real. That was a real lady.
That was 100% real.
Vanessa's all upset now because she said that she was trying to calm the woman down off the air, and then she got all the work she did off the air.
She's like, I've been transferred again!
Yeah, all the work Vanessa did off the air to try to calm her down. We've completely ruined it.
562 said, R.I.P. to that kid because his mom just ruined his life, and she thought that the Molly was going to ruin his life.
Hey, you know what? The mom actually convinced me to start doing Molly, because listen to this.
She gave him Molly, and it was a fantastic drug.
Whoa, that's what the mom's saying now. Now I'm sold.
What a cool mom.
Man, Molly Mama is my new favorite character on the Klein Alley show. I hope she calls regularly.
Molly Mama.
All right, caller 20 right now. Let's go ahead and give you something that you actually want, not just nonsense from us. We have 4 tickets for you to go to Hurricane Harbor, Los Angeles.
619 just said, my favorite part of the entire thing was Klein's random cowboy accent.
Manager Sally song too much.
Manager Steve.
Supervisor.
So I like when he just picked up the phone. Supervisor.
Klein can't do voices. Supervisor Steve.
And usually, to be fair, when we transfer people around in the complaint calls, they don't ever stick on the phone long enough to get back to me.
Because they know they're being messed with.
Right, for the 5th time. I had no more voices.
I can't believe she bought the Supervisor Steve bit.
I don't have a lot of voices in my arsenal, guys.
Very official.
Thank you. Anyway, if you would like to go to Hurricane Harbor, Los Angeles, we got tickets for you starting now every hour, all day long, all week long. We'll cool you off. It's California's most thrilling water park, now open select days. Get tickets at sixflags.com/Hurricane Harbor, LA. All right, caller 20. Let's go ahead and make your dreams become a reality in a moment. And then we'll get into the hour we have in store for you, plus the A.D.D news, which we had to skip so that we could get that angry Molly Mama on the phone. And if you remember anything from today's show, remember this.
She gave him Molly, and it was a fantastic drug.
The more you know.
There you go. We'll come back, give away some of these tickets, and your news will be next on KROQ. appreciate it. A lot of love coming through on the text line today. Understandably. Hate on the phones, love on the text line. Let's give away some tickets right now to caller 20, which puts us in Glendale. Good morning, Brenda.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Doing great, but you're about to be doing a lot better because you're the first person all week long. A lot of people are going to win tickets. You just got 4 of them to Hurricane Harbor, Los Angeles. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you for calling to win and not just calling to complain because we get quite a bit of each. So thank you for that.
I'll call back and complain later.
All right, great. Vanessa will talk you off the ledge, and then we'll put you right back on it. Let's get to your news now. We had to skip it last hour to get into that angry woman. And Molly Mama, we call her. And apparently there's going to be a very threatening social media post coming up later today to remind everyone not to listen to this show.
I know. So on text line was like, that's the funniest part, that she thinks that's the biggest threat to us is posting on social media.
I would love it. I would love the exposure. We'll take it. Let's get to your news right now.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for A.D.D. News.
Early takeaway. If you complain about anything, you'll have to deal with Supervisor Steve.
And that's the true punishment.
Klein's impressions are the worst. I thought he was going to go into his Hulk Hogan voice for a moment. I don't do impressions.
Well, you could just transfer her from
Hogan
Adam
to
Sandler and then to the good luck guy from
Good
Taken.
luck. That's all he does. Good luck and then Hogan. Yeah, brother.
Yeah. All right. Is it the end of Taylor Swift's reign? The AMAs are a bit of an indicator, though it's not the most well-respected award show. It does tell you, a sign of what's popular, and it's not Taylor Swift anymore. She won none of the awards she was nominated for, and Billie Eilish won in all 7 categories where she was nominated. So she beat out, obviously, Taylor Swift, Chappell Roan, too, who was a big favorite. Billie Eilish won Artist of the Year, Album of the Year, Favorite Touring Artist, Favorite Female Pop Artist, Favorite Pop Album, Song of the Year, Favorite Pop Song. And Taylor Swift losing Favorite Touring Artist does tell you that people are starting to turn on her. 21 Pilots won Favorite Rock Artist. They also won Rock Album of the Year for their Clancy album. And we have new 21 Pilots coming soon. And then Linkin Park, Emptiness Machine, won Favorite Rock.
Is this like a legitimate award show? Is this like, kind of like the MTV ones?
Yeah, it's
where
like that.
So if the artist shows up, then they get the award.
Yeah, but
so it's not really meaning.
But Billie Eilish wasn't there because she was touring. But a lot of the major stars, I don't think, were really there.
Okay.
It was like her with like a curtain in the background. She was like, "This means so much to me."
Oh no!
They were like, by the way, Billie, hey, you won all these awards. You want to give us one message that we can just kind of copy and paste through all the things?
Taylor was not there either, right?
No. So people were disappointed that like some of the
She's not showing up to lose and sit there and have a frowny face all night.
Yeah, of course. But if you want to watch a highlight, I highly recommend Jennifer Lopez making out with the men and women backup singers during her opening performance. That was hot.
Yeah, you know why? She did all that making out. The Molly. It's a hell of a
It's a hell of a drug.
According to some
she
mom,
loves
it's a fun drug.
Moms everywhere love Molly.
They love it.
All right, a lot of people saw movies over the weekend. If you have a family, maybe you were watching the live-action Lilo and Stitch.
It's great.
I heard it's really good.
It's awesome.
So you liked it, and you're a grown-up watching Lilo and Stitch. Remember when I said it was going to be a hit?
Vanessa.
Yeah, but you know what? I have kids. What the hell, Vanessa?
Adults want to see it.
Vanessa.
I have children. I have 2 little girls.
Vanessa, true or false? You went and bought 1 ticket to Lilo and Stitch for you.
Okay. Well, not yet, but I am going to see it. I am hype. I know a lot of 30-year-olds want to see it.
Didn't you go see a movie by yourself recently?
Yeah, Thunderbolts. Okay, I'm going to shut up because I hear myself.
Right. Smart.
Yeah, that was like even worse pronunciation.
Right. Yeah, that one was crazy. Yeah, so she's right, and she was saying Lilo and Stitch looks great, and we're like, once again, we think that we've accidentally hired a child to produce this radio show. Vanessa's 4 foot something tall. She roller skates for fun. There's a bunch of other things she does that are very
She's always
kid-like.
at kid parties and in bounce houses.
Always in bounce houses.
She wears cheetah print.
Loves wearing cheetah print. I think she had Dora the Explorer on her backpack the other day. And I'm
She
telling
was Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, She knows. The whole thing is crazy, and we're convinced that you're a child. But regardless, that being said, yes, Lilo and Stitch you think looks great, and Omar liked it, but he went with his children.
Yep.
Yeah, but I know. Okay. I don't even know how to defend myself. Whoever watched Lilo and Stitch and you're a grown-up, Please call.
All right.
I don't know how to defend myself, so I'll just ask listeners.
That's fine.
Please call in and defend me. Anyway, another movie that people were seeing over the weekend was a Final Destination movie. And if you were a millennial, you remember the original Final Destination movies with Devon Sawa. But I guess during one of the showings over the weekend, in a freak accident, the ceiling collapsed during the movie. And this is a movie about people who it's their fate to die. Even if they die in crazy circumstances, that's what their final destination is. It's death, no matter how they get there. So it's ironic that towards the end of the film, people heard this big loud crash and they thought it was just a part of like the cool surround sound features. And then all of a sudden, there was just pieces of the ceiling falling on people. And there was one where this woman had like pieces of debris falling on her arms and on like her leg and ankle and stuff. But the only reason it didn't fall on her head was because she was using the like leaning into the armrest. So it would have fallen on her head and even potentially given her some like pretty bad damage.
Great marketing for the movie.
Totally. I was
I'm
like,
sure it
dude.
did much better than it would have done if it wasn't for the story. Because this happened in some theater in Europe or something, right? It wasn't even...
Argentina.
Yeah, so it wasn't even in America. But regardless, it got such traction that during that movie of all movies.
Yes. And that would be so great if at the beginning, like, you know, the first couple of screenings, just get a few people injured. And then there's a rumor that maybe the movie is cursed, or that, you know, something bad's going to happen to you when you watch the movie. As somebody who likes things that are thrillers, that would totally make me want to watch. All right, and then nighttime's a charm. That's the motto for SpaceX. You may have heard a sonic boom over the weekend or seen some space debris all over the skies of Southern California. That was not a UFO. It was another SpaceX failed launch. And after 2 recent Starship flight tests that ended in the destruction of the spacecraft.
Freaked out everyone. No one knows what's going on.
There is another unmanned test. I'm glad they're still unmanned test flights. That's happening today, and this is the facility near. It's in Texas, but you can see, you know, everything from where we're at, and that's going to be at 4:30 p.m. today. So don't be alarmed. Otherwise, someone like Klein's family will go hunting the streets for a predator that doesn't exist.
I don't understand. They give us 75 warnings about the fact that it's going to be a little bit warm for the week ahead. Not one warning about the fact that in the middle of Saturday you could just hear an unexpected sonic boom that freaks you the F out. You would think they would give you something, a little tip. Hey, by the way, we got a rocket ship re-entering the Earth's atmosphere.
Cool.
Maybe you get a random sonic boom that shakes your house and everyone freaks out.
All right, if you're listening, Molly, cool, and sonic booms, cool.
Yes. Quick break. Back with more show next.
All week, KROQ soaks your summer. Apply your SPF 1067 from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and get your pick. A used third season slip and slide we got from a lady on Facebook Marketplace. Or a 4-pack of tickets to Hurricane Harbor, Los Angeles. Dive into a world of excitement with thrilling water rides, slides, and pools. Or bash your kneecaps on your sprinklers and drink from your garden hose. Keep listening to win, courtesy of Hurricane Harbor, Los Angeles. Slip and slide not available.
KROQ.
Right now.
Rock, Klein, Alley Show. Lots of chances to win from us this morning. We got tickets for you to see. Which comedian, Vanessa, are we doing at the Hollywood Bowl? I always forget.
Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais. So we get tickets to see Ricky Gervais at the Hollywood Bowl. That's coming up a little bit later this morning. And also, we will get you into When We Were Young. Just announced what a lineup, including the return of Panic at the Disco. They called it quits. It felt like just a year ago. And now they're having a reunion show next October, and you will be
right
there.
around the kid's first birthday, right?
That's right. So Allie is about to die.
No, it's not necessarily. Well, according to the medical advice that I was given.
I thought someone told you yesterday to hang up and call 911 immediately.
So I think medical advice is a little bit overrated, depending on the thing that you're getting advice
from
for.
Someone you meet in an elevator, sure. But from a medical professional, that's not really medical advice.
Look,
that's them doing their job.
Okay.
Yes,
hello? They're doing their job. Yes, of course. According to the little, tablet that's in front of them that's saying, click here, okay? If they say this, send them to the emergency room.
No, it's not according
Correct
to the
me
tablet.
if I'm wrong. You've been sick for now 11 days? 12 days?
This is day 10, actually, Omar.
Now, what in the world, why wouldn't you listen to a medical professional to make you feel better?
Okay, so all of this started because my kid had a horrible virus. Unfortunately, he had a seizure as a result of the virus. Now he is fine.
Because Allie didn't listen to any of the medical advice they gave. So that's why his situation...
He'll be fine.
Yeah, his situation worsened quickly.
Then that was me calling 911. That is an emergency, right?
Yes.
The ambulance showed up and everything. They took us to the hospital. This is now me being sick for 10 plus days. Yesterday, I was kind of given a passive-aggressive suggestion from Katie to call a doctor because at this point, it's just getting a little out of hand,
and
right?
And by the way, we've all said that too because you're bringing your funk and your germs and you're gross in here.
Yeah, it's gross.
And we all sit around and we're all very close to, way too close to each other.
Weren't you just like 4 days ago looking up the symptoms for mono? Didn't you think you had mono?
Yes, but that's past now. I don't think I have it because there are some of the symptoms. I'm getting new ones and other ones are going away. It's always changing.
You're one of those people that are hopping on WebMD and think they know better than the actual doctor.
No,
doctors go to school for a long time, right?
Long time. They're probably still in debt.
So what I did was I decided, all right, I'm going to call the nurse hotline and just get some medical advice, okay? And let me just start by saying...
What do you say it like that? Medical advice.
Yeah, you sounded so...
What the hell?
These are professional nurses, Sally. They know what better than you do because they deal with idiots like you all day, every day.
Yes, but all of us have ignored medical advice at one point or another, whether it's on the back of a bottle of something or some, hey, don't drink on this medication don't walk because this might...
First of all, Allie, that's not medical. The back of the bottle is not medical advice. That's
yes, it is.
Instructions for how to take the medicine.
Yeah,
that's
and
not
it's
advice.
And it's their advice that you don't drink while you're on these meds. But everyone does
advice is
it.
like a friend who says you should wear some of those socks when you fly so you don't get blood clots in your. That's like advice.
All right.
You're talking about rules.
I call the nurse hotline and they say, "All right, what's going on?" And I say, "Well, I've been sick for 10 days almost now, and what are the main problems?" I'm like, "Well, I've got this swollen throat that seems to be getting worse, and it's kind of tough for me to swallow. I still can't taste or smell anything. I've had a lot of nausea. I'm getting headaches. There's all this stuff I'm listing off, right?"
You're a real catch.
And
is that what they said?
Sounds terrible, man.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, but the body aches have gone away, so that's a plus. And then I said, I think they said, "What's the worst symptom? The one you're most worried about?" I said, "Well, the throat is kind of concerning, considering, if I'm talking for long periods, my voice gets tired and it's hard for me to swallow and it's getting really unenjoyable to eat."
And also who your mom is.
Yeah, the throat goat.
Right. So
yeah,
you're the next
I did
in
name
line.
drop her.
Yeah, if you have a bad throat and you're next in line to the throat goat, it's embarrassing to your whole family.
Exactly.
Creed.
They think I'm incompetent, my whole family.
Right.
I can't face them at Thanksgiving.
Right.
So then she goes, "All right, well, has your sore throat gotten worse in the last 24 hours?" And I said, "Yeah, actually it has."
Yeah, thanks for asking. Good advice. Bye.
And I'm thinking yeah, I guess it's gotten worse. So she goes, "Go, clickety click. My advice to you is to hang up with me and call 911 right now." And I was like, whoa. Hold on a second, lady.
You already used your 911 call.
I have already called 911 a week ago, and that was the whole experience is extremely expensive. I had to get an ambulance.
Right.
I don't think that's really what I need here. And she was like, "Well, that's what I'm telling you." And I was like, "Do you have anything else?"
Wait. That got it went to like 100 real quick.
That's what I thought, Omar. I was like, this is like her checking off a box because you click, then they think my air cavities are closing up and then I'm going to not be able to breathe.
If you're having trouble breathing and you feel like your throat is closing.
Isn't everyone having trouble breathing? Come on.
Listen, they're trying. Everyone wants to pass the buck and they don't want to be the responsible. So even if there's something.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I understand. And probably 911 was the most extreme. I mean, it's like a couple times you go to like a doctor for something small. They're like, "Look, this is outside of my whatever. Why don't you just go to the ER?" And you're like, "But I don't think this is an emergency." But they're not saying go to the ER because it's an emergency. They're saying go there because they got a wider range of whatever's there that can figure out where you belong.
We have a wide range of things to charge you for.
Yeah, that's true.
Going to the emergency versus calling 911 is very different. Like calling 911 is such a state of urgency. That's shocking to me.
And I feel like if I called 911, they would laugh at me.
Well,
saying my nurse hotline told me to call you.
At least
guys.
you'd hear laughter.
But
yeah, finally.
So then I said, "All right, shut up."
That's a good one, Allie.
You found your sweet spot.
So then I
finally found that audience you were craving.
I said, "Miss, I'm not going to call 911." And she said, okay, then I need to read this statement to you that you are refusing my medical advice. I said, all right, read away. So she reads the statement, and then she goes, do you understand? I said, yes, I do. She said, all right, the next level of care is that you need to go to the emergency room right away. I was like, next.
You skip that, too. Do you have to agree to that statement as well?
Yes.
All right.
Every time she had to read me a statement. So then she goes, what about urgent care? I was like, seems like that'll be a long wait as well.
Well, can we skip all the way to the part where you just tell me to take a warm bath? Because that I can do.
And then I was thinking, why did I call?
Yeah,
you know, like what am I really looking for? Because people really just call with something in their mind that they want.
They want to hear.
They want to.
It's a song you'll be hearing a lot poolside, I would imagine. It's not officially summer yet, but it might as well be. Got hot temps all week ahead here in Southern California, potentially for the next few months, recovering from the long weekend. And that's why all day long, starting again at 10 with Nicole Alvarez, you'll get into Hurricane Harbor, Los Angeles. But you can't enjoy summer if you're not alive, so we want to help you live forever, which is why we take some time each and every week to listen to old people that will give you the secret so you too can live forever. It's time for Old People Secrets.
From chicken brain to drinking rain, not getting laid. They call me the barmaid.
They call me the barmaid.
That's right. Let's live forever with Sweet Dibbit.
Sweet Dibbit.
Time for some old people secrets.
That's right, Supervisor Steve.
Supervisor Steve.
Don't be messing with him. He's new sheriff.
By the way, I wasn't doing a country impression. I don't know what you guys are talking about. This is
You were doing everything and nothing at the same time.
I was deepening my voice to sound more authoritative.
Okay.
Supervisor Steve. That's all he says.
All right.
Anyway, if you don't know what we're talking about, you should really listen to the complete show. Here is an old person, and they are very old, and they've got some sort of a world record because I think they're the oldest nun on the planet, which makes me feel bad in advance if we say make any jokes at this nun's expense, because I don't want to go straight to hell, which we're probably going to go to anyway. But
yeah,
regardless, this is, well, you are because you're gay, but I mean, I'm saying I still have a shot at heaven, at least, you know?
To you I come.
Not a day passes that Sister Frances Dominici Piscatella doesn't say her prayers.
So she's
That's a long name.
Long name. I mean, just...
Do they add more names when you become a nun?
Well, sister they add, and then I think they probably, you know, if you have like a nickname, they probably skip past all that stuff and get right to the birth name, the grandparents' name. I mean, it sounds more authoritative.
Yeah, I know. It sounds really special.
I'll use that next time if I recall.
Passes that Sister...
I'm not going to say Steve next time. I'm going to say...
Sister Donatella Manuka.
Yeah, this is Supervisor Donatella Piscatella. That's me. You've reached me.
To you I come.
Not a day passes that Sister Frances Dominici Piscatella doesn't say her prayers.
Of the Word incarnate.
Now, I would guess she's a nun, so probably not the case for her, but for some old people that have been married like 9 times, where they just keep stacking names.
Right, you just keep adding on.
Keep adding hyphens.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a... You know, it's like a proof that you've lived a long life. Like the throat goat, Allie. If your mom just add hyphens to every guy she's been with.
Dude, I even get confused, and so does she, because I'm like, what's your email address again? She's like, is it the previous last name? Or
every ex she's had. It's so many different names.
And the Long Island nun has a lot to be grateful for, celebrating her 112th birthday.
It feels okay to be 112.
Wow. I mean, I'll tell you, for 112, I know that...
She sounds good.
She sounds good.
There's some that we hear from that are like 105, and they're like...
Right. I mean, that's... Some people that work in this business are 53 sound like that. So, in fact, 112...
And we can understand her.
Still understand her sentence is pretty strong for her. I'm sure she's... You know, the news will say she still looks great. That's usually not the case.
Young.
But I would... If you really...
It's a milestone.
Oh, no. She trailed off there. But that's okay. That happens.
I understand her, though.
Yeah, everything she said was very coherent, minus the fact she didn't finish her sentence. But
it feels okay to be 112. But I would... If you really...
It's a milestone her friend of 71 years, Sister Frances Daniel Kammer, says she nearly didn't make it to.
She had a terrible brain bleed.
Oh man.
Damn.
And they thought that she was never going to walk again or talk again. And here she is, walking and talking.
Dude,
her
that's
room
like
at the Sisters
best
of
religious story ever, right?
Right.
That's like their MO is, now I can walk again.
Right, it's always the walk again part.
Yeah. When you got a story like that, I think you are like a saint, right?
Walking and talking.
Her room at the Sisters of St. Dominic Mother House in Amityville is filled with birthday cards and balloons. Sister Frances Dominici now holds the record as the world's oldest nun.
Hey, that's something.
Yeah. Gotta be oldest at something.
I know we had a nun on recently for the AMA where we asked the nun all those questions we've always wanted to know, but I do feel like all nuns look very old. Like if you picture a nun in your mind, aren't you always picturing someone that's somewhere between the age of 105 and 115?
Well, there was a lady who was a teacher, a sister who was a teacher at my high school, and she looked ancient. But I've even seen pictures of her now, and she looks the same.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I think they just stay within that range. They never look younger or older.
They're definitely not like Botoxing and stuff, right?
No, and I also don't think they're like, let me dye my hair and make it so I look younger.
Right, they don't care because they can hide that under the habit, which is cool.
Yeah.
I would like to be the youngest sister in the world, not the oldest.
Sister Frances nearly missed her chance at religious life after losing part of her arm in an accident.
Oh my God.
Damn. What happened to you?
I guess eventually, after the brain bleed and the losing the arm thing, you just got to say, God, please, let me work for you. This ain't working.
Many communities rejected her.
The convent is not a place for handicapped people.
Oh, I thought that they take everybody.
The convent's not a place for handicapped people.
They told her that?
It's not a vacation area. I said, I'm here because I can open a window.
You probably get this question a lot, but what's the secret to a long life?
All right, let's place our bets. We're going to find out the actual secret. You want to live forever.
She also said, I'm here because I can open a window. Which is kind of a strange
They wouldn't let her in the door,
skill.
so she had to open the window with the one arm, one working arm.
All right, test yourself.
So,
handicap. If you can get in through the window, you're in.
What do you believe her secret is? 112, impressive feet. If you want to live forever, you don't have to just constantly take shots of olive oil or do any of whatever the newest health craze is. Just listen to the old people, do what they do, and live forever. Allie, what do you think she says?
Put other people first.
Put other people first. Omar, what's her secret?
Play patty cake every day.
She can't do that. She's got one arm, dude.
My bad.
I mean, technically she can play, but
Nah, she
she's
can't.
probably not great at
I'm going to say keep God in your heart. Because she's a religious nut.
Keep God in your heart.
Yeah.
Jake the Nerd, what is her secret to living to 112?
Faith in the Lord and applesauce on a cheeseburger.
Oh, same as Diddy.
Diddy's
She likes Diddy's cheeseburger recipe? Applesauce on a cheeseburger. That would be fascinating.
What about Vanessa?
I want to say going on a walk every day.
All right. Thank you, Vanessa.
And Lilo and Stitch is a good
Here we
movie.
go. This is what she says. This is her secret to living a long and healthy-ish life. Healthy-ish life.
My God, she really dodged a few bullets. I feel like Final Destination with her.
Really did.
God doesn't want me.
Oh,
God doesn't want me. That is so depressing.
Yeah, but I can see what she means. Like, for some reason, God doesn't want me. He wants me to stay here.
He's like, I don't want that cripple up here.
God doesn't want me. When God wants me, he'll take me.
Ooh.
With his confidence.
For now, Sister Frances is making the most of every day she has. In Amityville, Katie Vasquez, Current News.
She lives in Amityville?
Yeah,
she is being haunted.
She truly is. All right, well, there you have it. A new old people secret. Once again, no repeats. The old people, they like to live forever, but they never like to share the same secrets.
Next year, it'll be a different one.
KROQ. Good morning. Takeaways to get to still, anything that you will bring with you from today's show into your life, and there's no shortage of takeaways. You can text them to us now at 800-520-1067, and then we'll turn it over to Nicole Alvarez for your 40 minutes nonstop KROQ, and more of those tickets every single hour, 4 packs, Hurricane Harbor, Los Angeles. We get you in. Didn't realize, Allie, the impact that takeaways have on some people that listen to the show, because some people just starting their day right now, just getting in the car right now for the very first time, and they don't know anything else we did this morning except what they hear in takeaways. And this guy has been inspired to listen to more of the show just as a result of takeaways.
Hey, what's up, guys? Sweet Dibs. Hey, man, I started listening to you guys because of the takeaways, and I was just listening, and I'm like, dude, what are they talking about? Like, it's so out of context, but I listen to you guys all the time now, and Klein, dude.
And that's important, right? I was just hearing the out-of-context takeaways from the show and said, you know what, maybe I should wake up an hour earlier and start checking out the podcast that goes with the show.
Our plan finally worked after 4
Finally,
years.
we got one guy. One guy has been converted as a result of doing these dumb takeaways. So anything you have with you from today's show, maybe you listen for 5 minutes, potentially 4 hours. Either way, we appreciate you. Here we go. What do we got?
774, my takeaway is Klein Alley Show, a 5-hour-long depression kiss.
That's right. Well said.
818, my takeaway is Omar wants everyone to know, pack your patience.
Yeah, he says it. He says it all the time.
No one says it more than him.
He says it the most. Let me find that, Allie. Hold on. Read that takeaway again. Go ahead, whenever you're ready.
818, my takeaway is Omar wants everyone to know to pack your patience.
Pack that patience.
Oh, yeah. So happy.
So happy when he says that.
It sounds like a guy leaving a West Hollywood nightclub when he says that. Pack your patience.
Pack that patience.
Yeah, pack
that. Pack what? Yeah. 909, my takeaway is if you're going to the zoo, pack a lunch and your own lettuce leaves. 213, my takeaway is Johnny apparently doesn't know accents.
Nope.
That would be great to do a Johnny doesn't know accents.
Yeah, that woman from Australia was very angry about Johnny, but for some reason, he thought she was British.
818, my takeaway is forget gunshot or firework. It's time for gunshot or sonic boom. 626, applesauce on a cheeseburger is a fun crime to commit.
Yes.
And 208, my takeaway is R crash.
Yes, good takeaways, all from today's show. If you don't know what we're talking about, there's a complete show that goes with the takeaways. Check it out wherever you get your podcast. Search Klein Alley Show. If you could download, that means a lot. Subscribe means more. Comment, that's the best thing you could do. And telling other people about the show, God, you are doing the Lord's work.
You are.
That's what that old nun would have wanted. Omar, what's your takeaway?
My takeaway is that Molly will piss you off and let you sleep like a baby.
Yeah, Molly. Big Molly shit. Today was like one giant infomercial for Molly.
Mm-hmm.
And Molly Mama's not happy about it.
She's not.
Has that post gone up yet where she blasted us on social media? Does anyone know?
I hope.
One of the angrier complaint calls we ever received happened during today's show. So check that out, the podcast for sure. Al, your takeaway?
My takeaway is Mary Lou Retton can ace a sobriety test.
Oh, man. Flips and backspins, splits, and all that double flip. But
we didn't ask you to do that, but that was very impressive.
Very impressive. Congratulations. Now don't drive drunk. You got a takeaway, Jake?
Yeah, Montebello is a great place to raise a family, and it's our duty to do the Diddy.
Yeah, you got our duty to do the Diddy. Well said. Have a great day. Do it tomorrow. Try to do it better. If you need us in the meantime, we got the Go line open for you now, 844-956-GOAT. And we'll see you back here bright and early tomorrow morning on the world-famous KROQ.
Klein Alley Show.
The world-famous Klein Alley Show. KROQ.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required.